All right.
Getting easier.
Well, once again, sorry I couldn't bring it to you live, but you're going to get a chance to see it now here on Hardhats TV. This is Game 2 of the doubleheader. Game 1 went to Sioux Falls East on a narrow 3-2 victory as they capitalized on several errors that the Hardhats performed. Hardhats looking to bounce back. Hayden Lighty had a great start. So did the pitcher Dylan Reese for Sioux Falls East. A split would all in all be a pretty good getaway here from the number 2 team in the state. You can't lose both because then you get into danger of not hosting your regional anymore, which just kind of be lame. You know, it'd be very sad.
Don't forget about Nate the Great.
But all right, so let me give you the starting lineups right now for the Hardhats. Leading off will be third baseman Aiden Roberts. He's switching over to third from second. Then batting second will be second baseman Wyatt Reeder. He's coming out of the DH slot, moving over there. Then right fielder Harry Good will be at 3. First baseman Alex Dietrich will be cleaning up again. Then switched over to DH. He did have an error that decided the game last time. Hayden Hollick will be at the 5 hole, DHing. Then center fielder Ridge Inhofer will be at the 6. Philip Bentz will catch again here in Game 2 at the 7. Left fielder Tate Crossway will be at 8. And shortstop Dom McKnight will be filling in for Kiefer at the 9 hole. Kiefer also made an error that led to a run. And Palmer Jacobs will be on the mound, the Mount Marty Lancer for Sioux Falls East. Sioux Falls East, the pitcher, Jack Smith, will be leading them off, followed by shortstop Sawyer Tolk, the 2-hole hitter. Second baseman will be Miles Reese, moving from the mound to second. He'll be there at the 3-hole. Then right fielder Andrew Glovich will be at 4. He's not catching this game. Then first baseman, I'm missing a catcher. Is it Mint or is it? It's Fitzsimmons. So Fitzsimmons is batting 5th and catching. Then left fielder Dylan Rippentrop will be at the 6 hole. Third baseman Tate Schaefer will be at 7. He got the save in the last game. Then first baseman will be Sawyer Mint at the 8. And center fielder Ryan Hirsch will be at 9. Jack Smith will be on the mound as well. He's leading off. So there you go. All but one player who committed an error last game subbed out here, or out of the field at least. Hollick moves from third to designated hitter. And Kiefer is replaced by McKnight. I love Dom. He's a great defensive player, but he does also lead this team in errors. So I think it says something. He's getting a shot here over Kiefer. McKnight also a pretty good bat in the lineup. He'll be at the 9, which is effectively the second leadoff position. And it's time. Game number 2 about to be underway. Hardhats looking for a split. All in all, a split would be just fine with me. Going up and facing the number 2 team in the state at their place. They have now won 12 of their last 13. Their lone loss in that stretch being in the final 8 at the Gopher Classic. First pitch from Smith. Strike right down the middle. That'll be a good way to start off this game. Aiden Roberts coming in. He has a walk, no hits in this out here in Sioux Falls so far. One. He pops it up. Foul territory. And 1-2 count now here to Roberts. That's going to be skied into right. It's going to be caught. Hung out there a little bit too long. And coming in to make the grab will be right fielder Andrew Glovich. That'll be out number 1. Some good lift there, but a little too much.
All right, we're going to try to share
I got 2 hot dogs.
I'm good, thank you.
We're all good?
All right, so Wyatt Reeder now up. He went 2 for 3 in last game, the only man to hit 500 or better. He smacks one high into shallow left. Shortstop wants it, and that'll be out number 2. So 2 easy put away so far for Smith. Sawyer Tolk puts that one in his glove for the second out.
I'm going to try to announce this game with Post 22. So, top of the first, there's 2 outs. There's Jack Smith, who's starting for Sioux Falls East on the mound.
All right, so Harry Good now up.
But
Good, trying to get the first hit of the game here.
Are not feeling that well, so Jack Smith steps in, certainly good enough to do it. Sioux Falls East deep enough in the bullpen that can piece this together. Jack Smith gets 2 quick outs in the top of the first for East.
1-0. That's going to be fouled away. So 1-1 count now here to Harry Good.
3-2. Miles Reese on the mound, pitched 6 complete innings. Got the win 3-2. Tate Schaefer came in for the top of the 7th and got the save.
1-1. That's swung on into deep right. It's going to get over the head of the right fielder, Glovich. It's getting to the wall. Now tripping on some dirt is going to be good. He will just get 2. But the first hit of the day here for either team in the in Sioux Falls here is going to be a double on 2 outs for Harry Good.
Harrison, good doubles. There are 2 outs for East, so not a lot to be alarmed with in the first inning.
So leadoff man, or the cleanup man now up.
Did get a triple. Did not score on that. I hope I just didn't jinx us. But there are 2 outs. The defense is set normal. Sioux Falls East wearing their white jerseys.
Dietrich fouls that one off.
Rapid City Post 22 in their
0-1.
plays.
Dietrich's cousin
Piping down the
from Colorado got drafted 52nd overall in the MLB draft recently. That's pretty cool, straight out of high school. That's hit up the line and foul. So 0-2 count.
2 strikes. He had 2 strikes against the last batter. The last batter did hit it over right fielder's head. You got Glovich out in right field. He's stretching out a little bit. He caught the first game. Tristan Fitzsimmons behind the plate for East for this game. Sawyer minute first. So we'll get a defensive change.
0-2. Good takes off. It's going to be slapped over to second, handled cleanly, and that'll be the inning. Hardhats do get a hit, but they do not score any in the top of the first. We'll go into the bottom of the first, tied 0-0.
For Rapid City in the top of the first, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We will move to the bottom of the first for Sioux Falls.
So 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, no errors. 1 man left aboard. It is 0-0. Entering the bottom of the inning. The pitcher, Jack Smith, going to lead this one off. Palmer Jacobs on the mound. This is the Hardhats' final, we'll say, set of games for the season. They'll play Sioux Falls East this final game here, and then they'll play 2 against the lowly 9-26, at least pre-320 Sioux Falls West team. And then that'll close out their season. They need to win this, otherwise they could threaten to slip from that 6th spot even further down in the power points, which could lead them to not hosting a regional. Added tension for the Hardhats in the event of that. All right.
11 pitches for Smith in the top.
Palmer Jacobs coming out.
2 outs, did give up an extra base hit, but worked through it.
Let's go into Jack Smith here now. The SDSU South Dakota State wide receiver.
5-1 in the first game. They're in the second game right now.
We have a special rematch that I'll tell you about later.
Jack Smith had a good game the first game. His first at bat, he hit a single right back up the middle. I'm not sure if he had 1 or 2 hits, but he had a good game, made a couple good plays defensively out at center field. And then
All right, so Philip Betts talks, then he runs on back behind the plate. He'll be catching his second game of the day. Palmer Jacobs on the mound. Jacobs got allowed 5, all earned. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. He allowed 5 all earned against the Aberdeen Smitties in his last game.
Couple taps of the foot. Another curveball for
high, so 1-1.
Don't know much about Rapid City. Try to get and look at their stats on Game Changer. They're not posted, so it's tough to look at them. But they are traditionally a good team. They wear the hard hats in the field.
1-1. Grounded and over to short. McKnight, backhanded grab, throw to first in time. How about that? Showing off the arm strength. Dom McKnight gets the backhanded grab, throws to first, and that'll be out number 1.
Number 21 for Rapid City, the shortstop, doing some bow and arrows out there. That's pretty early to be doing that in the game. Hopefully that doesn't come back to pound him. That's Dominic McKnight playing shortstop for Rapid City. Good play. Smith is fast down the line.
Sawyer Tolk.
And
now
good play by the shortstop. I'm not sure if that's who played shortstop the first game or not. I want to say it was
no, it's different.
15 played shortstop the first.
That's a strike. So 0-1 count now here to Tolk.
So Wilson Kiefer played shortstop for Rapid City in the first game. Had played a really good shortstop, but he is not playing today. I'm not sure if they're doing that so he can get a rest and maybe he'll pitch tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Either that, he did have 1 error.
Well, I know, but he played good overall.
Yeah, he played all in all pretty good, but
he did well.
There's a chance.
Yeah, Tolk, there's 1 out for East.
All right, 0-2.
The first Smith was the leadoff batter. He got out with a 6-3, 0-2 count to Tolk.
Palmer Jacobs not normally the K guy, but he can get him on occasion. Does not there, a little bit off.
Really, really close pitch right there, but it is for a ball 1-2. The umpires did switch, not sure the umpire's name, but the pitcher that's behind the plate in the first game is now out down
1-2
in the field. 1-2 count to Tolk.
Swing and a miss, and that'll be out number 2. So Jacobs' first 2 down. He gets K number 1 of the day.
Second baseman Miles Reese up to bat.
Reese now up. Reese pitched 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, 6 hits against the Hardhats. He earned the win in that game, the 3-2 victory.
In the first game and did score a run.
Taken high.
By an error, and then got home on another error. So he worked really well. Gave up 2 runs over 6 innings, 6 hits.
Skied into foul territory. Dietrich tracking it to the fence and out of play. So 1-1.
Foul territory here at Harmon Park. Not as much as we saw at the Gopher Classic, but there is a lot of foul territory. If the ball gets through the catcher and the backstop, the runners are going to move. But it falls off. Reese is now 1-1. With 2 outs for East in the bottom of the first.
1-1 count.
0-0 score. It was Rapid City post 22.
Ooh, inside, does it hit him? It gets a bit of the shoulder, and that'll be the first man issued aboard on a hit by pitch. In the first game, Hayden Lighty didn't allow a walk or a hit by pitch at all. Only allowed hits off of him and reaching on errors. So that's the first one there.
Number 11 for Rapid City. The catcher is Philip. I'm not sure how to say that last name. He's catching. Not sure how his throwdowns are. East didn't really get to challenge him much.
Taking strike.
Strike on the outside. East didn't get to challenge him much in the first game. The pitcher was so efficient. Didn't throw, had no walks, no hit by pitch.
So with the cleanup man, Glovich was able to put Sioux Falls East on the board yesterday. A fake run and floated into right, good underneath it, makes the grab. So out number 3.
For East, no runs, no hits.
So nobody scores in the first inning for either team. And we enter the top of the second. Hardhats 0, Sioux Falls East 0.
We will be back.
So to recap that inning, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, 1 man left on base. Palmer Jacobs pitches a blank frame. So Hayden Hollick now up. He will lead off this inning.
There's Lincoln catching. Well, you know, Braden for getting hurt, he was throwing full out there.
They're being precautious with him.
Yeah, well, they can. He was out there throwing as hard as he could.
Said he went to the chiropractor, he got worked out, he's feeling good.
Yeah, there's no reason to get hurt.
Right. Saving for next week.
Get healthy. Jack just needs to stay away from the box. Yep. Pollock.
Another
Yeah, Hollick.
pigskin preview
Oh,
kit.
and it's Bentz.
Fence.
Ben.
Catcher.
Yeah.
Ben. B-E-N-T-Z.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Just trying to help you out there, Cynthia.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Coming out for his second inning of work will be Smith.
We return for the top of the
Smith
second. Jack
allowed
Smith
just
on
the
mound.
one
Pitches
hit
again.
in the
Looks like
first
he's
inning.
at third.
Pitched
Oh,
a shutout
Reese
frame.
at second. Mitch at
He will
first.
face the
Big D, Rippencroft in left.
he'll face the 5, 6, and
First
7 in
in
this
center,
lineup.
and Kovich in right. This is the DH, Hayden Pollock. Hayden Pollock, the DH. He did play the first game. I'm not sure what position he played. He played third base in the first game. So Rapid City's switching it up. They do have 4 games this weekend. They get 2 tonight and 2 tomorrow.
Pollock takes one very high, even gets past the catcher. It's 1-0.
He should be back on this on field.
Again, sorry about any of the connection. We just can't do anything.
I think the game times are
They can't do too much either.
1-0 count to Hayden.
Just not getting a consistent enough bit rate to upload and stream.
Smith needs to be very efficient. Can't give out free bases to this team. Let him hit it. Trust your defense. 2-0 count. There we go. Swing through for strike 1. Not sure how many pitches Smith has. I know he's got a fastball and a curveball. Is that 4? 13. No, I mean types of pitches. Vasgard trying to help me with 13. That.
He throws 13.
Ooh, good job by Fitzsimmons trying to frame that.
All right, so 3-1 count.
Can't let these leadoff batters get on.
3-1 here to
Pollock.
Pollock. A walk as good as a single here. Swing and a miss on the inside pitch.
Good pitch by Smith.
Able to fool him, and now full count.
It's overcast here at Harmon End. The flagpole on right center's not blowing much, but there is a breeze going through the press box. 3-2 count to the leadoff batter. Smith stares in, working from the modified.
Payoff pitch.
That should be strike 3. It is
Off
not.
of the plate, just barely wide, and that'll put a man on.
Get Smith out of the stretch and Rapid City with the leadoff batter on.
Center fielder number 22.
Inniford. Center field number 22. Inhofer. He played center field the first game. We're going to get our first look at what Rapid City would do with the
So full count walk puts a man on here.
East is looking for
Ridge
the double
Inhofer
play.
comes up to bat.
Gonna be
Puts
a
down a
bunt.
very,
Yeah,
very foul bunt.
that does make sense.
That was
in this
about to leave the
situation
park.
with no outs.
So
You can pick
0-1.
that up.
Schaefer was crashing.
Tate Schaefer, third base, was crashing pretty hard, and you've got Mint holding the runner on at first base.
0-1.
It looks like the batter did want to go to the left
Hardhats
side,
going to
but
fight
called
for
out
every
for
run
strike
here
1.
after that 3-2 pitcher's duel in Game 1 that came down to the amount of runs left on the bases for the Hardhats. And that's called strike, edge of the plate. Good pitch there from Smith.
Same spot as the last one there, Blue. But the bunt should be off now. It's 0-2 to Inhofer. The
0-2.
temperature's really cooled off here at Harmon. It's an overcast. That sun's out, so it's cooled off. There's a good breeze out here, so it's a beautiful night. Ooh, nice.
Take it
outside
low.
ball there for 1-2.
1-2.
Runner at first base, not getting much of a lead. 1-2 count to Inhofer.
Off the
job by
plate,
Fitzsimmons
kicked away by Fitzsimmons,
for ball 2.
but no advancement.
You know that defense for East wants that double play. East has turned 6 double plays in the last 4 games. They didn't have a double play in the last game, but the double play is definitely alive for East. It's a part of their defense. The pitchers look for it, so does the defense. So they are definitely want this.
At his most recent camp back in 2022, Fitzsimmons was clocked with just a 64-mile-per-hour throw to second, and a 237 to 230, a 2.37 to 2.53 pop time. So not the strongest arm behind the plate right now for Sioux Falls East. Full count again. This is where he got the walk last time, and he does it again. So the Hardhats take 2 full count walks and 2 men on.
Rapid City should bunt. This should be a bunting situation all day long.
Hardhats have 2 men on and nobody out. in the top of the second, a chance to get on the top of the board, take their first lead of this series.
This should absolutely be a
Up comes
bunt
Bent's
situation.
first AB Phil. He puts a popper, and they throw back to first. Gets away into right. So, Inhofer heads for second. Hollick goes to third.
The bunt worked. In the end, the bunt worked. There was
That's a good point. In the end, the
to
bunt's
first
successful
baseman,
as
Mint-
both
Mint
the
had
runners
a hot
advance,
left-handed.
though it had to
Mint
come
catches
on the
ball
first
from the
error
left.
of
Reese was
this
rotating over to first
tournament,
base. When Mint
or
throws
this
it to
series
first base, he
for
threw it in the dirt,
Sioux Fall
and it got through,
Sioux
and
Fall
the runners
East
moved up.
on the first baseman
The bunt worked.
Sawyer
Even though it's
Mint.
not in the book like that, but the bunt worked. The runners moved up to second and third with one out. The left-handed batter up, number 29, Crossweight.
Out comes Tate Crossway. Crossway, very familiar with Smith. Smith put a South Dakota record 377 yards on 20 receptions on top of Rapid City Stevens. Well, Crossway, an all-state linebacker for Stevens. I'm sure he thinks of that day in terror. He's going to get a chance to get some payback, I guess, for that football game back in the fall. Week 6 of the high school season. That total stat line for Smith, 20 receptions, 377 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So 0-2, Crossway behind in the count. Strike 3 on the inside of the plate, well located by Smith. Now 2 outs with men on second and third. Not looking like such guaranteed runs anymore.
Not to be a weirdo, but that number 29, Tate Crossway, he's a big dude. He is put together. He's a linebacker?
All-state linebacker.
All-state linebacker. He looks all of it. He's a big dude. For now, the number 8 hitter, Dominic McKnight. Oh, no, this is the number 9 hitter because it's a defense. Number 9 hitter, Dominic McKnight. Yeah, that number 29, he's put together. So 2 outs for Smith. He's had to work pretty hard here. Let's see if he can get through it.
So McKnight here, getting ready. He is trying to recover. For a moment in there, he was batting over 400. His specialty, the single. But not going to happen today, it seems. 1-0. Hardhats trying to take the lead. Their first lead of this tourney. Taken off the plate. This is going to be a crucial moment. Last time Hardhats left 2 men in scoring position, it was bases loaded, and they failed to score any more, lost by a single run with bases loaded in the 5th. That's called on the edge of the plate, so 2-1.
That'll be a good thing. He's got to hit that spot. 2-1. He just needs one more out to get out of the game.
McKnight tasked here with not squandering these runs. The 9-hole hitter going to get his chance. McKnight's first at-bat of the game. He will swing and a miss there, so 2-2.
Smith has had most of these batters with 2 strikes. He just hasn't been able to get that out there. So 2-2, 2 out. Runners at second and third. Rapid City post 22 threatening here in the top of the second.
McKnight. Swing and a miss! Smith gets out of it. He allows 2 men on with nobody out, and he allows none to come across. Great pitching there from Sioux Falls East will keep the Hardhats off the board in the top of the second.
No runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 left on. Smith works through
so no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no 1 error on the first baseman, Mintz. And 2 men left aboard. So it's still 0-0. Palmer Jacobs going to come back out. He wishes he had a lead right there. It looked like the Hardhats were going to get him one. But after everything, pair of strikeouts at the end, able to stop any forward progress.
24. You were 49 last week. People are trying to listen to it down there. Well, 32. We only have a left in the first. That sounds pretty good. Good throw. Quick turnaround in between innings. Rapid City's ready to go. We're in the traditional hard hats in the infield. Does the pitcher also wear a hard hat?
For Sioux Falls catcher number 6,
Tristan Fitzsimmons.
All right, so Fitzsimmons now up. The Mount Marty commit going to go up against his future teammate, Palmer Jacobs.
Oh, that's kind of cool. So these both kids are both Mount Marty commit Jacobs. We remember him from last year. Palmer Jacobs going to go to Mount Marty also. Fitzsimmons played first base in the first game.
Taking strike, edge of the plate there, maybe a little bit generous.
0-1 count to Fitzsimmons. 0-0 ball game. Bottom of second, East with their second at bat for the game. Has no hits yet.
Fitzsimmons has a YouTube channel with his clips. 3 subscribers. Trying to get those numbers up. You can look up Tristan Fitzsimmons and hope that you find something with a whole bunch of numbers. That one's going to be skied into left. Running back for it. Not going to be able to make a grab. It's getting back to the wall. Fitzsimmons rounding for second. He's headed for third. Nope, holds up at second. So a double, leadoff double for Fitzsimmons. And that's a great work there for Sioux Falls East if they're trying to get this lead.
That's what East likes to see. Face off, our leadoff batters on.
And that'll bring up Dylan Rippentrop, the cousin of Expo McCoy Rippentrop.
Big D, and I said that's from the Hunt for Red October. He's Mediterranean, he's lethal.
Number 4.
His bat is lethal.
Dylan Rippentrop.
He's batting 6th, but you take your chances. You think that you get a break against this lineup. Take your chances with Rippentrop. Fitzsimmons at second, leadoff double. First hit for East on the game, so East is threatening in the bottom of second.
Pitch off of the plate, taken for a ball, 1 out.
Nothing new for the pitcher to work on a stretch. He works out of the stretch the whole time. He dangles the arm down. 1-0 count to Rippentrop with Fitzsimmons at second.
Rippentrop puts down a bunt. It is off, foul, off of himself.
Rippentrop squared up.
So 1-1.
Catch that infield off guard, in which he did. He tried to go up to the right side, but it hit him on the rebound in the back up. It hit the plate. And as he's running through it, got him if he's a lefty.
Third won't recovered. Third. So
Okay.
if he goes down left field, left line.
Yeah. So 1-1 to Rippentrop. He's at least
1-1.
Fitzsimmons to third.
Rippentrop
At a minimum.
showing bunt. Coming in is Dietrich, taken up and away. Able to maybe scare away.
I'm not saying that at all. He's a little tighter than the first umpire. I'm not saying he has a bad strike zone, just a little bit tighter than the first one. Just as long as he's consistent on both sides, it doesn't matter.
2-1.
Squaring up.
Dietrich coming in. Taken off the plate. Yet again, able to scare him from throwing a strike. Palmer Jacobs not able to locate there. He's looking at 3-1. Going to have to give him something now, but you're probably not even going to show a bunt or do anything. At this point, if you're Rippentrop, it's a 3-1 count. You're probably thinking walk. Jacobs gives him a strike right down the middle. It's fouled off.
Balls it off to the right side. Full count to Big D. Bottom second, you can really hear Sioux Falls East dugout screaming and yelling now. They want this run. There's no doubt about it.
Full count here to Rippentrop. A strikeout swinging in the first for Palmer. He throws it off the plate.
That's the first walk of the night for Sioux Falls East.
That is quite the throwback to the dugout there for Rippentrop. Men on first and second. Palmer Jacobs.
Well, I'm not sure if Coach
having
Hughes
some
was
trouble.
calling a bunt from Rippentrop, but just like with Rapid City in the top of the second, this is a bunting situation to get him over. We'll see what.
So men on first and second, nobody out. This is the same situation as the top of the inning. Nobody scored on Smith then. We'll see if Jacobs can do it here. He's going to the All-State quarterback. That is Schaefer. He floats that into left center. Running back, Inhofer gets it. And the runners will stay. Out number 1.
Really hung up out there. You wouldn't be able to tag on that play anyway.
So Sawyer Mint now up.
The flag out in right center, it's not moving much. That ball's not moving.
Mint, the 2022 Junior Legion State Tournament MVP
Number 8 hitter had a great
at the 1700 level.
Threw a gem at the Gopher Classic, and then offensively he did great. He had a hot bat.
So Mint made an error at the top of this inning. That's a strike.
We're not going to bunt on this. You could still bunt on this. It'd be tough because you'd have 2 outs. So there's 1 out with East in the bottom of the second. Fitzsimmons and Rippentrop on second and first, respectively. Fitzsimmons had a double. Rippentrop drew a walk. Schaefer then popped out to center field.
That's a strike as well. Beautiful breaking ball right down the middle. So
Yeah,
0-2.
a little bit in his head, staring at two curveballs. Jacobs is definitely in the driver's seat.
So Palmer Jacobs looking for his second strikeout of the day. He's looking at an 0-2 count, trying to get out the jam he built himself up with no outs. Steps off the mound. A little nervous about what Fitzsimmons might try to do.
Definitely not afraid to steal. Not afraid to steal third. In the high school season, he stole third quite a few times. He would watch that pitcher and kind of take advantage of spots in the pitcher's attention.
0-2. That's a check swing foul.
3 straight curveballs for Jacobs. Mint did recognize it and just flips it off to the right side to stay alive. Normal defensive set for Rapid City. They're playing for the double play. They did turn a double play in the first game. A 4-6-3, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Pretty smooth. Good up the middle. They have a good solid defense. So we're going to look at the 0-2 account again for Mint with 1 out in the bottom of the second.
Ball outside.
Ball 1 on
A little bit outside there on a
anything,
fastball.
Mint just needs
1-2.
to start chewing up a lot of pitches so we can get some pitch count up on this pitcher's arm. 1-2 count.
So 1-2 now to Mint, the 8-hole hitter with 2 men on here. 1 out, bottom of the second. Palmer Jacobs has not thrown a shutout since back in Yankton. Swing and a miss! And no empty base, that'll be it. So strikeout number 2 of the day here for Palmer Jacobs will be out number 2. Back-to-back outs without advancing the runners.
With Jack Smith pitching, Ryan Hirsch is playing center field. Ryan Hirsch did play in right field in the first game. He had a hit late in the game. He ended up
and we'll bring up Ryan Hirsch. Hirsch, a varsity corner on the Lincoln Patriots high school football team. One of many high school players on the same Lincoln squad. There are a couple Washington kids as well from the Sioux Falls area.
It was fun to watch him and Smith run the bases.
1-0.
Just a lot of speed on the base path from Hirsch and Smith on that. 1-0 count to Hirsch. Hirsch just needs to be patient at the plate.
That's taken on the edge of the plate there.
That's a good frame job by the catcher there for a strike. That pitch, I can't tell kind of corner it might have caught the front part of the plate. But 1-1 to Hirsch. Bottom of the second, 2-1.
All right, 1-1 count here. Hirsch. Jacobs trying to get out the jam. Hirsch trying to put one on the board.
Curveball again.
A little bit inside, it's 2-1.
Of breaking balls. 2-1 count to Hirsch. Hirsch just needs to be patient at the plate, chew him up, fall him off.
Jacobs
Find what he likes and just hit it hard and live
making sure his hands are dry.
Top of the order, Jack Smith on deck
for this. So 2-1. That's going to be skied into center. Inhofer after it. Falling down and making an incredible grab. Bridge Inhofer. He tumbles. He rumbles. But he gets the out. Does a little bit of a somersault. And that'll be the final out of the inning. Palmer Jacobs strands both the runners. And the same thing that happened in the top of the second happens in the bottom. 2 men on with nobody out. And nobody comes across the score. It's still scoreless entering the third inning, 0-0.
So he gets 1 hit, or no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on. Jacobs ends the second with 31.
So to recap that inning, Sioux Falls got 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, there were no errors, 2 men left on base. It is still 0-0.
Top of the third here at Harmony Park.
So
shoot, Hirsch did his job. He hit it hard.
the top of the order will come back up here for the Hardhats. Aiden Roberts, Wyatt Reeder, and Harry Good. Hardhats still looking for their first lead of this series. They've tied a few times. They've been tied for the majority of the innings in this series, actually. Like, you know, if you were to add up the innings they were tied for.
Reserve catcher. Went from last guy.
Yeah.
Bullpen catcher. Went from last guy.
Good job by that outfielder. Is that Crossweight coming back? Is he a senior this year? Is he a senior this year, that Crossweight? For the linebacker?
Junior coming back as a senior.
So he's got 1 more year?
Yeah.
He's a solid dude.
He was on that team that Jack Smith torched.
Roberts, Ruger, and Good. Throwdown is complete. Jack Smith on the mound. Will turn it
Now
around
the
to
first
East.
to third baseman, number 10, Aiden Roberts.
Rapid City Post 0-0 in the top of the third. 22 is going to have their leadoff batter on the top of the order. Roberts, leader, and then Good. It's going to be the third baseman, the second baseman, and then the right fielder due up. Number 10, he led off the first game. He played second base and led off in the first game.
All right. Roberts smacks one into left. It will be caught.
That's what we like, one pitch, one out. Big B out there.
So, good contact, not anything coming from it. Roberts now 0 for 5.
Roberts hit that ball hard. That's the tough part. Those are outs, but as a batter, if you're struggling, say, hey, look, I'm on it now. It's a weird part about baseball. Then you can say, hey, I hit that ball hard, just hit it right at somebody, and maybe they're on to something. But one quick out for Smith in the top of the third. Leader up to bat.
Up and outside there.
He was the DH in the first game, and now he's playing second base. Right-handed thrower, left-handed batter.
That's going to be hit over to third. Schaefer gets it. That'll be out number two.
There must be a break. I can't see to the west, but the sun is starting to shine a little bit now.
Very good now up. Harry, the lone man with a hit in this game for the Hardhats. He got that double back in the first.
Did have a double in the first inning. He batted third, played right field in the first inning.
Swing and a miss.
Oh, wow, no velocity there by Schaefer. I'm calling him Harrison Good, but I can hear the announcer for 22 calling him Harry. What did I throw?
You just said Schaefer.
Oh, Smith on the mound. There's ball in the dirt. Smith tried to come with a little extra juice.
See, the post 22 bus came by for some reason. Now it's going.
In the second game between West and 320, 320's up
hey, Bubba.
4-1.
How are you doing? You can see him in the frame up there.
One count.
Inside.
Ball two.
Ooh, a little bit of limbo action there to get out the way of that ball.
Smith definitely doesn't want to put anybody on.
1-1. Or 2-1. Very good. Trying to spark something for this team. He hits it off himself. He walks it off. That'll hurt. So 2-2. Very good. A tough one, though.
2-2 count to Good. Top of the third. 2 outs. 4 east. Smith working from the modified full windup. Doesn't go over the head. Just steps aside as most pitchers nowadays do.
2-2. Outside.
Going to be full count with
full count again here now.
Don't want to walk this batter when you get 2 quick outs like that.
Back to back. Every time that we've gotten to a full count, it's been a walk so far for Smith. That's going to be another one. So he's 3 for 3 on full count walks. So Dietrich not gotten anything in this tourney so far, or not this tourney, this series so far.
I'm sure he's over 6 foot. He's a tall drink of water. Not sure the 2 players. The Rapid City does have 2 super seniors. I'm assuming the kid, ball outside. Where's the kid?
The one that's going to Mount Margaret.
He's a super senior, or he's a...
He is.
Yeah. The one that's pitching, Jacobs is a super
yep.
senior.
And then the center fielder.
Okay, so Inhofer and Jacobs are super seniors.
All right, 1-0. Taken low. 2-0.
2-0 count. Where's Inhofer playing ball
at? Mesa Community College in Arizona.
Okay, Inhofer is playing college ball in Mesa, Arizona. He ranged pretty good there on the outfield. 2-0 count.
2-0.
To Dietrich.
That's taken low. It gets away. Good's going to head for 2. And that'll be good. So he'll get over to second into scoring position on a wild pitch, and it's a 3-0 count now to Dietrich.
That's the tough part.
Smith's starting to fall apart a little.
You get 2 quick outs, and I'm not saying that Smith tried to walk anybody intentionally, but those walks, they come back to kill you just for this situation right here. 3-0 count to Dietrich.
That's inside. 4-pitch walk from Smith.
That doesn't hurt Smith at all. It's just adding pitches because first base was open.
Designated hitter number 20, Hayden Hawk.
So a 4-pitch walk.
You get a base hit, somebody's gonna
I'd
score.
start to worry a little about Smith being on the mound right now.
He had two quick outs and 3 pitches, and now
He's more of a catcher than a pitcher with his wide receiver background. Though he has a guard on the baseball or on the basketball team at Lincoln. Taking strike at the top.
Oh, Vansgaard out there. We're just trying to work through stuff. 0-1 count for Hollick. He's just trying to get out of it.
0-1. Men on first and second.
So
They're going to step off the mound.
Rubber, which makes him an infielder. So you can fake to second and third. You can't fake to first. You can fake to first if you step off the back of the rubber, because at that point as a pitcher, you become an infielder. We'll talk about that. Box are always hard at telling him. It's so subjective.
That's fouled back.
0-2 count now.
1-2.
Hollick.
Oh,
Smith,
0-2.
another 2-strike count.
Hollick got a walk his last time up on a full count. Going to be a hard way to get there now, down 0-2.
0-0 ball game, top of the third with Sioux Falls East and Rapid City Post.
This whole series has been
2 outs.
very tight with both sides.
And
Swing and a miss! And that'll be the end of the inning. So yet again, the Hardhats strand 2. Nobody scores. Palmer Jacobs still doesn't have a lead entering the bottom of the third.
And we will move to the bottom of the third.
It's just been really good pitching on both sides. A game of very slim margins for the Hardhats going up against this Sioux Falls East team. It was going to be tough, but it's not like they can't get anything going. It's just that they can't get anything in.
He's all right. That inning actually ended up pretty well for him. So we will be back with Sioux Falls East due up top.
Recap that inning for the Hardhats. Hardhats, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors. 2 men left aboard. And it's still 0-0. Jack Smith gonna lead off. The top of the order comes up for them as well. How about that? So, top 3, Smith, Tolk, and Reese going to come up.
Jack Smith had hit the ball in the infield and just was out by half a step in the first inning.
Last time up for Jack Smith, he hit into a great Dominic McKnight backhanded play. Palmer Jacobs pitching 2 shutout innings so far. He gets a swing and a miss on the first pitch. Jacobs really toying with these guys.
I'm not sure how much he pitched at Mount Marty, but
not very.
He looks very comfortable on the mound. Goes down breaking ball a lot.
What?
Mount Marty had a good season this year.
Pitcher, but he doesn't play. That's going to be lined out into right center. It's going all the way to the wall. Inhofer grabs it. He'll throw to the relay man. It's going to bounce over to the shortstop. He throws to third, not in time. A triple for Smith. Leadoff triple. And it looks like maybe Sioux Falls might be the first ones to get a run on the board here.
That ball on the right side, if it gets in the fence, Smith's going to be on third because it's a long throw for that center fielder or the right side.
Shortstop, number 11, Sawyer Tolk.
That's the second hit for East. A little excitement here for East. Defense is going to play back. They're going to give East, or Rapid City, their defense is playing back. They're going to give East the run. Tolk doesn't have to do a lot with the ball. He just has to get it down on the ground, and Smith should score. Great.
That's, maybe a little bit generous on the edge of the plate there.
Good curveball.
0-1.
Strike 1 to Tolk. Tolk was a strikeout victim, I think, in the first inning.
Yeah.
But all he has to do is put it in play.
Tolk not gotten a hit so far today, but he hits that one high into foul territory. Dietrich tracking it, making the grab. Nobody advances, out number 1. So, 1 out closer to stranding the runner on third.
This is the second time that East is threatening. Fitzsimmons had a
Reese got a hit by pitch in the first.
Second inning, and he never even got to third base. So Reese, again with the defense, he just has to put this ball in play up the middle, hopefully.
Hardhats trying to get it. Palmer Jacobs yet again trying to strand runners that got on with no outs. He had 2 of them on first and second with nobody out in the last inning. He was able to get out of that with some help from Ridge Inhofer.
Got to first base in the first inning. Reese just has to get that ball to the outfield.
1-0. Taken.
That's gonna be ball, 2
Ooh,
on the
okay.
outside.
Ball on the outside.
Fastball by Jacobs. Haven't seen too many fastballs, but he's got good velocity working from the stretch. Smith at third. Smith led off the game, or led off the inning with a triple.
Playing a little bit deep towards the opposite field. That's popped up, and
Reese is gonna hit
Bentz
the catcher's
running after it towards the track, and oh!
The catcher runs in.
Hello?
Hopefully he's okay. None of his players were talking to him, but as he made it.
Bentz is all right. He didn't see where the barrier was at the back,
Good job, catch.
and he ran into it.
Good job, catch. That's the hustle you like to see. Rapid City.
That one bounced off the front of the canopy, I want to say, went back down.
Good job, catch. Gotta love that hustle.
So
That
2-1.
Philip Bentz. Great job, Philip. Our Bentz did a good job. Reese lives on 2-1. He's got to get that ball to the outfield. Infield's playing back. They're going to trade the out for the run. Smith at third. East wanted to get their first lead.
2-1. Jacobs throws it. He gets to the backstop. Bentz not going to make a play, and the first run will score. Sioux Falls East gets on the board. Smith comes in on the wild pitch from Jacobs.
Like I said earlier, there's a lot of foul territory here at Harmon Park 1 in the backstop. That ball gets through. There's nothing you can do about it. As a catcher, runners are going to move up, and that was easily scored by.
So that run will be earned to Palmer. It's 3-1 now.
3-1 hit by a pitch in the first inning.
That's off the plate, and another man reaches base now in the bottom of the third. Every run matters so much.
Played catcher in the first game.
Andrew Glovich now up the cleanup man. He had an RBI single, which proved pretty critical in game one.
This is good for East, getting an early lead, giving Jack Smith, who just scored, now he can get a little break in the dugout.
So got Reese on first again. That's fouled out of play towards the stands and got out of play. So 0-1 now.
I don't think East had a single stolen base in the first inning.
Throw! Palmer Jacobs does not get him. He does have 5 pickoffs this year. 4 short of the single-season hard hat record. He was shooting for it. He really lost pace around the CWS series. That's a strike at the bottom part of the zone there. Well located. He gets some claps. 0-2. Jacobs has 2 Ks on the day so far. Pickoff attempt, not in time.
Move by Jacobs on the mound. Really good move. He's comfortable. He works from the stretch all the time.
Reese getting dirty.
Yeah, Reese getting that uniform dirty. 0-2 count to Glovich. East leading 1-0 in the bottom of the third.
Inside, able to get out the way.
Well,
to Glovich. 1-2.
Didn't even make an offer at 1-2. Again, another base running count. With Hughes knowing this will be tight, you don't want to get outs on the base path with the lumber that East has coming up. You've got Fitzsimmons on deck.
That's a strike right down Main Street. Freezes him looking at it. Glovich will go down.
Jacob gets to 2 outs. Still have
That couldn't be more central. Just a fastball or a changeup, something like that, right down the middle. Glovich wasn't anticipating a strike to be thrown. He was frozen there. And that's going to be the 3rd strikeout of the game now for Palmer Jacobs. Up comes Fitzsimmons. His fellow Lancer. He got a double his last time up. That might score the runner here.
A double would score Reese. Reese was moving at the crack of the bat with 2 outs. Reese has a decent lead at first.
Throwback. Not in time.
Brady Christoph was the coach at first base for East. Danny Hughes the coach at third base, and Jake Mark went in the dugout. The 3 coaches for East. There might be 4 coaches here tonight.
That's a strike. And they throw back to first, not in time. So, 0-1 count now.
It was 0-1 to Fitzsimmons. I guess that was a strike. 1-0 lead for East in the bottom.
Palmer Jacobs attacking the zone right now.
Smith had a triple and scored on a wild pitch.
Bentz set up offset on the right side.
All outside.
And that is what they intended, but they weren't able to get Fitzsimmons to swing at that one.
Fitzsimmons showing a lot of discipline at the plate this year. A lot. He has 30 walks. A lot of discipline at the plate.
1-1. Jacobs throws a fastball. It's going to be fouled away, but hard hit.
Reese was on the move with that pitch, and then Fitzsimmons fouled it off to the right side. 1-2 count to Fitzsimmons with 2 outs.
So 1-2 now for Palmer Jacobs.
East has a 1-0.
He's an out away from getting out of this inning.
Jack Smith led off with the triple, scored on a wild pitch. Tolk was a strikeout victim. And then Reese was walked, and then Globish was a strikeout victim. And then Fitzsimmons.
1-2. Taken high. 2-2.
2-2 count. Good count for Fitzsimmons. 2-2, 2 out. Bottom of the third. East leading 1-0. Reese at first. Fitzsimmons played first base in the first game, and I was playing catcher.
That's grounded over to third. It's off of the man. Takes a weird bounce on the infield grass. And Roberts not able to get it.
By Roberts.
That was a strange hop off the grass there.
Number 4, Dylan Rippitrow.
That ball got on Roberts real quick, but that's going to be an error. Got on him quick, but it'll be an error.
So men on first and second, 2 outs. Hardhats commit their first error of this game. That was their downfall in the last one. Jacob's going to come talk over with Bence.
Let's give a recap of the inning. East has 1 hit. Jack Smith led off with a triple. Scored on a wild pitch. Tolk strikeout. Reese was walked. Lovich strikeout.
This has been a very long game so far for a 1-0 game. Usually these goes quick, but a lot of base runners, a lot of stranded guys.
Jacobs with Rapid City Post 22 working out the stretch on the mound.
That's going to be popped foul out of play. It hits the tree in between the two stadiums. Maybe takes a few leaves down with it.
His fastball's just fine, but he just likes to throw a lot of curveballs.
So 0-1. Men on first and second. Don't run on Bence. That is slightly high. 1-1. Honestly, I think that if Bence didn't stand up for that one, I think it hit the plate on the way back, but he didn't sell it to the umpire. 1-1. Popped up into right. Good. Gonna be... Caught it. So, that's going to be that. Sioux Falls East gets 1. They break the tie, and we enter the top of the 4th. It is 1-0. Sioux Falls East. Hardhats have nothing. So to recap that inning for Sioux Falls East, they get 1 hit. They score 1 run. It is earned to Palmer Jacobs. There is 1 error on the third baseman, Aiden Roberts, and 2 men are left on base. It is 1-0, Sioux Falls East. Hardhats gotten their fair share of chances. Haven't done anything with them. Coming up now, Ridge Inhofer.
Softball team over there, 320. Those new uniforms for them?
I don't watch 320.
Oh, they look so weird. Maybe they're really nice. I don't know. I'm not trying to give them a hard time. It's just so different.
I don't know, man. So Smith gonna come back out. He's pitching his 4th inning now.
Oh, Asgard was taken out as backup catcher.
Cooling down from throwing the bullpen.
Yeah.
So 6, 7, and 8 in the due-up. It's feeling very reminiscent of the Brookings road trip. Hardhats just kind of wearing away at the teams, but not ever making their move. They went 2-2 on that road trip. You gotta hope you don't do that here, because you get to play West twice. Hardhats trying to pass 320 in the standings.
For number 22, the center fielder, Ridge Inhofer. Inhofer's had some really good plays out in center field.
So Inhofer coming up. He had a walk on a full count his last time up. Got all the way to second. Stranded there. Back in the 2nd inning.
But Inhofer has played an excellent center field for Post 22. He's done a good job out there.
Taken inside. 1-0.
1-0 to Inhofer. Smith got 2 quick outs in the last inning and then really had to
Inhofer Playing a great center, great center today.
And then that was striking a guy out.
That's grounded hard up the line and to the left. That'll go. It's going to be handled by Rippentrop.
And
So a very
Rippentrop
hard
is limited
single.
to a single. Good job by Rippentrop out in left. This is the
So a leadoff single now for Ridge Inhofer.
Smith will have to work out of the stretch.
Inhofer, an extremely fast runner, and if the Hardhats did their, if the Hardhats coaches did their homework, they would know that the catcher here for Sioux Falls East, Fitzsimmons, in his most recent 2022 camp for Prep Baseball Report, recorded only a 2.37 to 2.55 pop time as a catcher, which is well below average.
East definitely wants that double play. The infielders not wearing the glasses. You can see their glasses on the top of the bill of their hats. They're not wearing around their eyes and on the right side. It's overcast to the west. The lights are on here at Harmon. Smith has an 0-2 count to Bentz, the catcher.
So 0-2 now to Bentz. Takes one on the edge of the plate.
Oh my Lord, where is that pitch at?
1-2.
Good pitch by Smith. Just didn't get the call. It'd be nice to get to that first out, but Smith went to deliver again.
I think the Ridge should just take off. Fitzsimmons doesn't scare me as a arm here. He does take off, and it's going to be a hit and run. The second baseman pulled off of his normal position by the stolen base attempt by Ridge Inhofer, and then the ball goes against his momentum back into right. And so kind of a fortunate thing there. He does take off. I'll give a stolen base to, no I won't, but a hit and run successful. Philip Bentz gets a single. 2 men on now for the Hardhats, 1 in scoring position, still nobody out. That was just kind of a weird thing. The second baseman, bunt put down foul. This is by Tate Crossway. So 0-1 count.
They're bunting, which is interesting.
Second baseman for Sioux Falls East, Miles Reese, got pulled in towards the second base bag trying to cover for the stolen base attempt by Ridge Inhofer, and Bentz hit it right to where he used to be, and it worked out just fine. So 0-1. Crossway, big swing and a miss there. 0-2. Still no outs here. Hardhats trying to tie it. The tying run over there on third. And the catcher, Philip Bentz, standing over at first. That represents the go-ahead run. Hardhats have never been ahead. In either of these games, that's fouled hard. If that had been hit a little bit more straight into the outfield, that could have been a sac fly. So 0-2. Crossway, unfortunately, somewhat common K victim.
Not sure why he was doing that. Maybe he missed a sign or something. But we'll go 0-2 to Crossway. Big out here needed for Smith.
0-2. He hits that one. Once again, good contact, but not in the right direction.
That was a good pitch by Smith on the hands.
Remember, Smith absolutely torched Crossway's Stevens High School team for 377 yards, 4 touchdowns back in the football season. I'm sure he'd like to get a little revenge for Stevens. They'll play, or that was the only time they play. Crossway going to come back for his senior season. He was an all-state this year anyways. He hits that one hard into right. It'll get down. So Bentz, he's rounding for third. The throw is good. Not going to be in time. It gets away. And Bentz is going to skedaddle over to home. And that'll be the go-ahead run. Hardhats take the lead on a single and error. This is their first lead they've held in this series. On a single and error, Tate Crossway hits it into right. The relay man, the second baseman, Reese, throws it past the third baseman, Schaefer, and coming in to score will be Bentz. Aggressive base running pays off. Still no outs in this inning. They're going to come talk to Smith. This might be the end of his day. So an RBI single and error.
Receives it, throws over to Schaefer, and it gets past Schaefer, and then that runner would score.
Is that on the short or second?
That's going to be short.
Okay.
So
sorry, that's going to be on Tolk.
Scores 2 on that. It would be an RBI for the first one and not an RBI for the second one. Little mound visit for East to reset. And on the
Still no outs here in the fourth. Hardhats have taken the lead. 3 consecutive singles for this Hardhats team. down in the count pretty much all the times, too.
That's unfortunate.
So, defense decided the first game. It might decide the
Still
second
no
as
outs
well.
in the top of the third for East. Rapid City has scored 2 runs to take the lead, 2-1. Smith still working on the stretch. Sawyer Mint, the first baseman, playing in on the grass.
So up comes McKnight. McKnight, a master of the bunt. I wouldn't be shocked to see it here. He pulls back. You might be thinking, oh, sack bunt. That makes sense strategically. He's going for the hit. He is batting about 450 on bunts this year with a ton of bunt singles. He's got great speed and he places them well. He's a third baseline guy, so the first baseman playing in is not going to do anything. That is going to be it. Like I told you, single. There we go. Dom McKnight gets about his 12th bunt single of this year. And the Hardhats get another one, still no outs. Not a sacrifice. He thinks he's getting on base.
Right where he needed to do was kind of popped up, but Schaefer was playing back. He went to charge the ball. He didn't get it with his bare hand. He would have been out. He would have been safe anyway. So good job not throwing it.
He's happy that the first baseman came in and not the third baseman because he always likes to go up that third base line a lot. McKnight, the leader on this team in stolen bases, up against Fitzsimmons with a dismal pop time, and he won't even make a throw. That seems like an obvious mismatch. So a stolen base.
Playing in.
Men on third and second now. Hardhats trying to add to a lead. 1-0 count now to Roberts. He'll take one in the dirt. Good job there from Fitzsimmons to prevent a wild pitch. That would have allowed Crossway to come home.
Still no out. Smith working hard. It's a nice night. Rapid City has runners at second and third. Scored 2 already in this inning.
2-0 count.
RBI, single, and then an error.
That's going to be hit high into the foul territory. Catcher Fitzsimmons going back, and he does not make the grab. He had a chance. It bounced off his glove. He went up against the backing of the backstop there behind home plate. That's the second time that a ball has fallen just inside that fence, and the catchers ran into it. Philip Dents did that earlier today. 2-1.
Ran out of real estate, I should say. Couldn't make the play. Smith comes out.
Robert's still looking for his first hit of the series, which is kind of hard to say for how good he is as a leadoff man. Feels kind of impossible he doesn't have a hit. Well, we have 4 singles in this inning, no outs. So you'd think a single might be in order.
Needs to at least get to 1 out. Be nice to just hit it right back. Stop that run from scoring, get him out.
Just about pouts that one away. And Roberts does that. So now a full count. Well, every time we've gone to a full count, it's been a walk so far for Smith. He's 3 for 3 on walks on full counts. We'll see if he issues his 4th. That's going to be hit into right, and underneath it, he'll make the out. So Glovich gets it. He'll load up, throw to first, and Crossway comes in to score. Hardhats put another one on the board. That's out number 1, and there's still a man on third. Hardhats starting to really cash things in here. That's an RBI sac fly.
Smith as Dan Hughes comes out to the mound. He usually comes out. Well, then we've already had a mound visit, haven't we, this inning? Yeah. So that'll be it for Jack Smith. Not sure who we're going to bring out. It looks like Braden Olson's going to come to pitch. So Smith will go out to center field. Hirsch will.
So that'll be the end of the day for Smith. He'll head over to center.
Yeah.
And
Hirsch will come off.
They'll move Rylan Hirsch out of the lineup.
Braden Olson to the mound.
Braden Olson on the mound now.
So actually, in the book, Olson will come in for Hirsch, and then Olson and Smith will switch. So Olson will move to the number 9 hitter. So we got Braden Olson coming in to pitch for Sioux Falls East. Braden Olson had to come out of the game yesterday, had an injury to his hip flexor.
So Olson now coming in.
Braden Olson pitched in the Dakota Classic.
Number
Pitched in
21.
the championship game, got the save. Pitched well. I don't think he's pitched any other game, has he?
No.
Hasn't pitched any other game. Didn't pitch for Sioux Falls, Washington during the high school.
Jack Smith heads out to center.
Olson has played, plays catcher primarily, has played second base.
Yeah, Olsen, kind of a catcher slash utility man.
7-1, 320 leading West in the top of the fourth. 7-1, 320 leading West in game 2. They won the first game 5-1. East still has a lot of work to do.
320 on their way to a 2-0 sweep of the West. West, I see. Hardhats trying to beat them. Outdo them here in this series. They both get to play the same opponents, the same amount of times, but 320. 320 is currently 5th in the rankings. Hardhats are currently 6th. They'd love to get a little leapfrog over their in-state opponent, or their in-state, we'll just say parking lot roommate, Stars.
Rapid City scored all their runs here in the top of the third. Already changing.
So I'll recap that. I'll recap it for Jack Smith. So far, he pitched 3 1/3.
He moves out to center field. Braden Olsen's coming in.
He has.
And we are getting ready.
He has 1 earned run. And how many did he strike out? Let's see. 3 Ks. So 3.1 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 Ks.
Right, I can't.
And Olsen gonna be ready. He'll get to face Wyatt Reeder. Reeder went 2 for 3 in game 1.
Right. All right, East will come set in. Got Wyatt Reeder, number 18, the second baseman for Rapid City. Pretty sure Rapid City's batted around this inning. They light off Link at the top. He's 0 for 2. Reeder's 0 for 2 today. Rapid City's still threatening. They got a runner at third base. There's 1 out. East is playing the defense in. They're trying to stop this. They don't want to give up any more runs. This is going to be a tough game. Jacobs has been pitching well on the mound. East, they definitely got the bats to do it.
Hardhats trying to pile on more. You can't get enough insurance runs here. Cannot take any chances against this team that has 1 loss since mid-June. So 2-0 count now here to Reeder. Takes another one off the plate. If they're going to walk him, he'll take it. It'll bring up Harry Good, who's reached base both times he's been up. The RBI leader on the team standing on deck, eagerly awaiting.
3-0 count to Reeder. Or Braden Olsen came in to replace Jack Smith. Let's see what Olsen has with
3-0. Off of the plate. 4-pitch walk for the man who just came in the game, Olsen. So that's not what you want to really see it's not exactly what you want to see with your relief pitcher. The first time up, he throws 4 balls, and that'll bring up Harry Good.
We'll see what Rapid City, they may try to steal pretty quick. They did a delay steal last time when it was first and third.
Reeder, sometimes a stolen base candidate, but against Fitzsimmons, you would just do it. Like I said, a 3.37 at best pop time for Fitzsimmons in his 2022 evaluation by Prep Baseball Report, with a reported 64-mile-per-hour arm behind the plate. So I wouldn't be too afraid of getting thrown out at the moment. Taken inside, 2-0.
I don't think these Rapid City's going to swing the bat until he can throw a strike.
That's going to be hung on and smoked into center. Holding on at first is going to be McKnight. McKnight easily home. Hardhats now lead 4-1. Another sac fly for the Hardhats, and out number 2 recorded. Harry Good gets an RBI.
At least now East has 2 outs. That was a towering fly ball. And the runner scored pretty easy. 4-1 lead for Rapid City, top of the fourth. They scored all 4 runs this inning. Ball in the dirt. Let's see what Rapid City does with the base runner at first. The base runner at first did not.
So that'll add another earned run to Smith's day, as the error was not one of out territory, just extra bases. It wouldn't have ended the inning on out number 3. And he's taken off. And Fitzsimmons, no play. That should be an easy stolen base. It is for Wyatt Reeder. He might just take third as well. I don't know. It was pretty effortless there at that time.
Down to second with 2 outs. East doesn't want to get real fancy. They need to work on the batter.
So 2-0 now here to Dietrich, the cleanup man. The split's put down by Fitzsimmons, quite impressive, but 3-0. Olsen having a lot of problems locating the zone. He's thrown 1 strike since coming in.
3-0 count.
Taken high. So 4-pitch walk issued. Olsen really having problems with his command right now. So men on first and second. I wouldn't be shocked to see a double steal here. I know it's greedy and you got 2 outs and you don't ever make the final out at third. I get it. But Fitzsimmons has not gotten anywhere close to making a play on any of the stolen bases that the Hardhats have tried. So, I don't know. I would just kind of do it. If the reports are true and he only could throw 64 miles an hour, that should be an easy stolen base. Also, we all know Dietrich loves to get little stolen bases on the back of double steals. He really enjoys that.
Hayden Pollock, the DH. East just needs to get out of this inning and then go to work. That Jacobs gotten a good rest. It's a nice, cool night.
Pollock got a walk and a strikeout. Hey, it's a strike.
Hey, Elizabeth, that's pretty gracious.
So Olsen delivers a strike for the first time in a bit.
East just needs to get to third out, get to the plate.
0-1. That's just fouled off right into the on-deck circle. Ridge Inhofer says, "Thanks, Hayden. I appreciate that," and gets out the way.
Olsen up 0-2.
It is a completely fenced-in dugout, I might add. I haven't seen that before. Like, top to bottom. Like, I don't know, a detainee camp, and they will tag. So that'll be the end of the inning. Hardhats had 4. They put on 4 runs, and now they hold a hefty lead entering the bottom of the 4th. So to recap that inning for the Hardhats, they put up 4 hits. They scored 4 runs. 2 of them earned to Smith. There was 1 error on the shortstop, Tolk, and there are 2 men left on base. It is 4-1. Palmer Jacobs pitching a great game so far. The only run allowed on a leadoff triple by Jack Smith. The bottom of the order now up to 7, 8, and 9 in the due-up.
I'll bring the fettuccine.
Hey!
Eric, I couldn't believe you didn't understand what that was.
Hey! Well, I brought PB and jelly.
The Guido Sanducci.
Hey! I watched something on
Yesterday we had the gold hammer. Today we got the Sanducci.
Thank you all for tuning in here, watching the game back. You may or may not know the final score of this game by the time that you see it.
East has to answer this inning. They have to get base runners on. They cannot go down in order. They have to answer. Even with all the nonsense that happened in the top of the inning, they have to answer. They can't give up. Good job by the catcher trying to steal that one to frame it up. That was a good pitch, but it is outside for ball 1 to Schaefer. East has to get base runners. They have to answer.
1-0. Jacobs throws a fluttering ball off of the plate. 2-0.
2-0 to Schaefer. Schaefer, you played Sioux Falls East played West on Wednesday night. Schaefer wasn't there. He was at a quarterback camp up in Fargo at NDSU. Oof, I don't know what that was. Schaefer swings through for strike 1. He was at an NDSU football camp up in Fargo. Invitational camp. Talked to Val. He did really, really well. A lot of coaches there. 2-1 count to Schaefer in the bottom of the 4th.
Ooh, right off the spine, and that'll be a hit by pitch. Schaefer really feeling it, and I would be too. That thing bounced a good 8 feet in the air after hitting his back. First base coach going to go check in on him. That one couldn't have felt good.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it went. So Olsen came in for Hirsch, and then Hirsch and Smith. Olsen, right, they flipped it.
So Sawyer Mint now up, the first baseman.
Mint doesn't need anything special, just need base runners. East, all they're
Mint
doing is
struck
looking for
out
base
swinging
runners.
his last time against Palmer.
Jacobs, Mount Marty, super senior, pitching out of the stretch, very comfortable on the mound. Ball one on the outside, has good velocity on his fastball. Of course, he's throwing most curveballs. He's out, very relaxed pitchers. East has 1 run on 2 hits with 2 errors, and 22 has 4 runs on 5 hits with 1 error. So he's pitched very efficiently.
Fouled away.
Right side. East has left quite a few base runners on base. We've had base runners at second and third and at second. Smith scored the only run on a triple. He scored on a wild pitch. So East has had their chances. They just haven't capitalized where Rapid City has. Toss over to Schaefer. I think that was just checking to see how his mom was doing. How's your mother? 1-1 count to Mint.
1-1 to Mint. Mint, a very compressed stance. He swings on one high and to left. And underneath it, Crossweight makes the out.
Number 1 in the bottom of the 4th for East. Braden Olson, who came in for pitching, he is going to bat and play.
So nobody advances. Out number 1 recorded. That'll bring up the pitcher, Braden Olson.
And then Olson and Smith switch positions. You can do that in baseball to keep the lineup as it is. Smith or Olson was at the number 9 spot.
Be patient, Brady.
Braden or Olson came in. He just needs to be patient. East is just
Olson.
base runners.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Strike 1. Good pitch.
A hanging pitch gets him to swing a little early.
But Olson offered that to Schaefer at first and was hit by a pitch. And then
So East
flew out to left field.
carrying a 31-7 record entering this game. Take it on the edge. They'll throw back to first. Do they get him? No, but close.
So it was a ball.
A little more urgency might have been nice for Schaefer there.
Then the catcher, Vince, did a snap throw to first base.
They really did nearly get him. He wasn't worried at all, but it was a lot closer than I think that Schaefer thought it was. Swing and a miss. That's it.
That was a strike. That last one was a strike. So Olson, I guess, goes down. I guess the one in the snap throw was a strike. Olson goes
So,
down.
3-pitch strikeout.
Jack Smith, the leadoff batter, go up triples last at.
That's K number 4 of the day now for Jacobs, who's pitching a great game.
That's not the I thought it was a ball.
I thought it was a ball. I didn't know it was a strike. I don't believe that. I'm trying to adjust the camera here for everybody.
So, now Jack Smith up. He got that triple. He represents the only run. He puts it over, and that'll be an infield hit for Smith.
The shortstop did a good job.
Smith now 2 for 3. That'll bring up Sawyer Tolk. Tolk, the shortstop here, he made an error back in the last inning, allowing Philip Benz to come around and do some stuff.
Sawyer Tolk, the shortstop, he's coming up. East is threatening with Tate Schaefer at second, base hit with 2 outs, but the runner's on the move. Should score him if he gets a base hit.
Tolk,
Ball one
outside. 1 out.
It is totally overcast. Now, of course, the sun's going down. Really? Eric Vasgard on announcing. East Fitzsimmons running the scoreboard. Ball 2 to Tolk.
2 out.
I thought that was my cologne.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Canadian Fire.
Yeah. Fire.
So men on first and second, 2 outs here.
Tolk, Jacobs on the mound. East has runners at first and
Tolk
second.
0 for 5 so far in this series. That's a strike on the edge of the plate, so 2-1.
Eric Vasgard said with the wind that we're going to see this weekend, it should blow in some smoke from the Canadian forest fires. If you look out, you can see a little bit of haze. I don't think that's moisture. You can see a haze in the sky. 2-1 count to Tolk. Jacobs looking from the stretch.
That's going to be hit foul. 2-2.
It'll be 2-2 count with 2 out, with 2 on. Playing Rapid City Post 22. 4-1 lead for 22 in the bottom of the 4th. They scored 4 runs in the top of the 4th. East got their 1 run in the bottom of the 3rd. Curveball.
That's hit inside, but he swung. It's a foul ball, but it hit him.
So Tolk, that's an inside pitch, and he swung it.
You rarely see that. You rarely see somebody swing at one that could hit him and then make contact. First of all, you don't see him swing at one that could hit him, and then you don't see him make contact, and then you don't see it still hit them after it.
East is just looking for.
That is a rarity for sure.
trying to get some pitches on Jacob. Rapid City 22 does have action down in their bullpen. Not sure why.
If he swung and missed and got hit by the ball, that would have been a K.
Jacob likes to do a good, healthy diet of curveballs. I would say he's throwing 75% curveballs.
So 2-2.
Backs in, 2 out, 2 on.
Jacobs gives him one. It's flied into foul territory. Dietrich calling for it.
And he drops it.
Doesn't make the grab. That was pretty close. He couldn't quite find it.
It was an over-the-shoulder catch, which is difficult for the first baseman, but he does have the bigger mitt, but that's a tough catch. The sun had nothing to do with it. There's no sun out. Could be the forest fires. Could be the smoke. But he does not make it, so Polk gets an extra life. He finds himself, see if he can
2-2.
pay off here. 2-2 count to Polk with 2 on. East threatening in the bottom of the 4th.
Fouled away. And now we're up to pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Jacobs running up the pitch count.
East did get some base runners this bottom. They need to make this pay off.
But it doesn't really matter. If he can strand 2 runners here, keep it a 3-run lead, that would be far better than whatever pitches he could stop himself from throwing. That's going to be lined into center. It will drop. Hofer grabs it. He's throwing home. And the throw a little bit offline, and that'll be an RBI single for Tolk. And it's 4-2.
On the second, caught being a fan again. Smith does not move to third. Reese will be up. Of course, a base hit will score Smith. Should score Smith. They'll be moving at the crack of the bat. East does what they need to do. East does what they need to do. They needed to answer in the bottom.
So men on first and second again. Still 2 outs. Jacobs needs to get out of this thing before any more hitting kind of happens to him. It feels like in the middle innings, Jacobs always kind of susceptible to some mounting runs that happen to him. But he's so close to the end of this inning. He's just got to get Reese here. That's taken a little bit high. So 1-0.
So it's a 4-2 ball game. Bottom of the 4th. East has 2 outs, but they do have runners at first and second. Got Smith at first. Got him by the infield single. Tolk just had an RBI single.
Reese has reached base both times he's been up. A hit by pitch and a walk. That's skied into center. And Hofer going to get underneath it. Should be a routine play. He makes the play. So that'll be out number 3. Sioux Falls East puts up 1. On a single from Sawyer Tolk. And so to recap that inning for Sioux Falls East, they get 2 hits. They score 1 run. That run is earned to Palmer Jacobs. No errors. And 2 men left aboard. It is now 4-2. Hardhats have a lead, but they're not going to be satisfied with just 2 runs. That's far too close for comfort. They enter the top of the 5th, leading 4-2. Going to try to add some more here off of the reliever Olsen.
That would have been terrible to play that. No free bases, boys.
7-1.
Over.
No, 7-1.
Oh, 15.
Top, bottom 5. West has 4 errors.
So Jacobs pitching a pretty good game so far. 2 earned runs, but, you know, he's stranded a lot of runners. Let me count up how many that is, actually. He stranded, how many? Yeah, that's 7 runners in 4 innings. He's done a good job of limiting runs. Not to say that they haven't gotten on, but he's done a good job at getting them out. At least 1 man left on base every inning, and 2 men left on base for 3 of them. With only 2 men coming on the ground. So, you know, 2 for 9 coming in. You'll take it. Hardhats really need to keep their foot on the pedal right now, though. This is not a team to be played around with. This is the number 2 team in South Dakota, a team that is won 12 of their last 13 and is 31-7. You're playing them at home. You just saw a heart-crushing win in the loss in the first one, and that is that.
East did put 1 on the board. They had to answer. They cut the lead in half, so it's a 4-2.
I do see some warm-up in the bullpen for the Hardhats, taking off the plate.
East is running out of outs. Reese got the last out of the last inning. So So it'll be
Who is
4, 5,
that?
6 for East in the bottom of the fifth. That's strike one to Inhofer.
Is that River?
East has a lot.
Is that Roach? Somebody with brown hair is out there in the bullpen. I can't see it. Grounded hard up the line, and it'll get through. So a single, Ridge Inhofer, another leadoff single. He did that in the last inning. Hardhats scored 4, so you'll take it again, you know?
That should be a base hit. I wouldn't count that as an error to Schaefer. That ball is absolutely smoked to the left side.
So Inhofer has reached base all 3 times he's come up. He's 2 for 2 in this game. He should know to steal on Fitzsimmons now. He hasn't really made any attempts to come back around, do anything. He will steal, and Fitzsimmons not going to make a throw. Easy steal.
That's going to be ball one. The runner's going to steal. That's on the pitcher.
So I would say that you should just take third now.
That's a high leg kick.
I have not seen any competitive throws from Fitzsimmons so far this game.
Olsen needs to do a better job of slide stepping to the home plate. He gave that
1-0.
runner everything.
That's a strike on the outside of the plate. Good pitch there from Olsen. 1-1.
I know Olsen's a young kid, but he needs to do a better job.
Bent's 1 for 2 on the day.
To home plate. You can't
He has a pop out on a bunt and a single that gets away from Fitzsimmons. He'll take third. So Ridge Inhofer all the way over to third before the at-bat even finishes. 2-1.
And then moves to third. Rapid City Post 22 is on third base. They're threatening with no out.
So Benz gets a chance here. He could get his first RBI of this series. He has 2 runs.
Get a strikeout.
That's a curveball right down the inside part of the plate. Great pitch there. Olsen, good break, good location. The whole package, 2-2.
Out would be huge right now for Olsen. And there it is. Nope.
That's low.
Low curveball.
Breaks a little too hard, and a full count now.
Going to be a full count.
That's way low. He put everything he had on that thing, trying to force the heater, you know, the hottest heater of the summer. And that will not get into the zone. It really did feel like he was reaching back for all he could muster, and he spiked it a little.
So 22 more base runners.
That is the 4th full count walk for the Hardhats in this game. They have been disciplined on top of discipline. He will take off. The ball gets out of Fitzsimmons' hand, and yet another steal. So, like I thought, they kind of, I mean, clearly the coaches did some homework here. And this is, let me count how many stolen bases that is.
East defense comes into play again. There's no outs here in the top of the 5th. That's going to be hit to high to left side.
That's 4 stolen bases. That's hit hard into deep right. It's going to get all the way out.
3-run home run.
Tate Crossway, 3-run dinger. I was not expecting that. It just kept on going.
That ball really carried out the right field.
And how about that? Tate Crossway, he had a 3-run homer to finish off Aberdeen. And now he breaks this game wide open with a 3-run homer here in Sioux Falls. Hardhats looking like they might steal game number 2.
Why do you put a guy
I don't know.
with a hip flexor?
I'm going to. I don't know. I don't know why they do
Put a
that.
guy on the mound with a hip flexor.
He had an injury yesterday. Now you take him out. You're gonna bring Schaefer in.
Now?
Dylan Rippentrop's gonna come in and pitch. We will have a
How about that 3-run dinger? I couldn't even call it because I was counting how many stolen bases there were, and that ball just kind of floated on forever and ever and ever. That was at least 350. Crossway now with 5 homers so far this. He ties Alex Dietrich for home runs. He has 5 of them. He got 2 of them out at Gopher Classic, and he hit 1 today. So in the last week, well, yeah, the last week, Friday to Friday, he has 3 home runs. How about that?
Hussman. So Hussman came in for Olsen.
Who was it you said you went out to left?
Number 7, Ryan Hustle.
Okay, thank you.
And
So we have a new pitcher here.
yeah, number 4, Rip and Drop to
Yeah.
the mound.
All right. So coming in for Braden Olson will be Rippentrop. That is Dylan Rippentrop. Our Rippentrop can throw a good ball as well, so that's his primary position, a starter. Cousin of this Rippentrop.
I don't know why you do that to Olsen, bring him into that situation.
Why even take the chance?
Doesn't make any sense. That ball was a moonshot. I thought it was going to be just a can of corn.
Ryan Hussman moves out to left and will take over the 9-hole spot. Hardhats have broken this thing wide open. They are not taking any chances with Game 2 after that heartbreaking 3-2 loss in Game 1. A split would be a success, in my opinion.
Here we go. We got our third pitcher of the game for Sioux Falls East, Rippentrop.
As long as you finish off west with your 2 other games.
And Hussman out to left field. The batting order will stay the same. Hussman will move in for Braden Olson at number 9. Rippentrop will keep his batting order. In the book, it would be Hussman in for Olson, and then Olson and Olson. It'd be Hussman in for Olson, then Olson and Rippentrop flip position.
So actually, we got to see a little bit of McCoy Rippentrop for this.
Rippentrop,
Yeah, we got to see McCoy Rippentrop for the Hardhats in a game against Casper back in the beginning of June. That game, Rippentrop came in. He allowed 3 runs over, or 4 runs. No, he allowed like 6 runs over 3 innings. Didn't have the best start, but he's been doing pretty well at the Expos level. He can throw a mean heater. 0-1. Don McKnight, 1 for 2 on the day with that bunt single. He might just do it again if you don't. Yeah, he pulls it back. Oh, called strike on the bottom left part of the zone there. Good pitch. 0-2 for Rippentrop. Still looking for the first out of the inning.
Rippentrop, 0-2 count to McKnight. Not afraid to throw a curveball.
That's low. Gets through the legs, but nobody on for it to matter. 1-2.
Rippentrop will change how he delivers the ball to these batters. Sometimes he moves quick. Sometimes he won't. Now he's pointing out the defense. He wants Tolk to move. Tolk says no way. Rippentrop stares at him. 1-2 count to McKnight. There's strike 3 on the outside corner. Good job by Rippentrop. Sounded like good velocity.
Number 10, third baseman, Aiden Roberts.
East has. They got their at-bats at the 5th, 6th, and 7th, so they're not out of it. They just have to be efficient, shut this down.
So, that'll be a K looking for Dominic McKnight, and that'll bring up Aiden Roberts, the leadoff man. He is 0 for 2 with a sac fly in this one.
Going over to Roberts, ball was on the outside. Rippentrop got the first batter on a strikeout.
They're really helping out Palmer Jacobs. He hasn't gotten this kind of help in most of the games he's been in recently, except for Aberdeen. But he's taken some tough, like 4 earned run losses over 5 or 6 innings pitched.
2-0 count to the top of the order, Roberts. There's strike 1. I think Roberts was taken all the way on that one.
I see Hayden Lighty having fun with Kane Ewing out there, or Kane Clapperidge, the kid of Ryan Clapperidge, our pitching coach. 2-1, that is skied foul. It will be playable. First baseman running after it. Right fielder, nope, nobody going to get it.
A lot of foul territory.
So 2-2. It did land in the park.
2-2 count to Roberts, the leadoff batter.
Hayden Lighty having such a fun time out there with Kane.
So
That's great.
Rapid City led off with a single. There was a walk and then a home run. So you give people free bases. I can come back to haunt you.
You got to feel bad for whoever that is in the bullpen who actually wants to warm up and is standing on the. He's calling for it, but Kane keeps wanting to get it. That's a fought-off ball right at like his. I mean, that was maybe gonna hit him, but he swung at it. 2-2.
Followed off, did a good job as a hitter. And come set again, 2-2. 1 out. Rapid City leading Post 15 East 7-2 in the top of the 5th. Good
That's
curveball
swung
on,
on and shallow right.
Reese is going to call it, and he has it.
That'll be it. So out number 2.
Rippentrop working efficiently, giving East a little bit of hope.
Second point for the Hardhats, number 18. Second baseman,
Wyatt Reeder now up. He is now 2 for 4 with a walk and a hit by pitch in his in this series.
Reeder and Cross.
No, he's 2 for 5. Batting .400. He smacks one up the first base line, handled cleanly by Mintz, and that'll be it. So 1, 2, 3 outs since the man came in, with a 3-run homer from Tate Crossway, making it 7-2.
They've got 7 runs on 7 hits with 1 error. East has 2 runs on 4 hits.
So to recap that inning for the Hardhats, they put up 2 hits. They score 3 runs. All 3 of them earned to Olson. There are no errors, and nobody left the board. It is 7-2.
Yep. Globich, Fitzsimmons, Rippentrop due up for East in the bottom of the 5th. Rapid City up 7-2.
He will face the heart of this order. Palmer Jacobs going for his 3rd time through the order.
Those are question the coach all year. That's how they question.
I know.
Yesterday he could barely pick his leg up. Today he got him throwing.
They should be catching tomorrow. Post 22 works in between innings. Globich due up. Reese flew out to last inning to end the inning. Again, East has to at least answer. Need base runners. Don't need to do anything fancy. Can't win this game with 1 hit. You just need a lot of base runners. That's ball 1 to Globich. Jacobs has pitched very efficient. Looks good working out of the stretch.
Okay.
Just off the back of the mound.
All right, 1 out.
Base runners. That's all they need. That's all they have to do.
In the bottom of the 5th. That's taken low. This is to the cleanup man, Globich.
Get a little cold out there. 22 does have action down the bullpen. Not sure who it is or why it's there, but you always have a contingency plan.
2-0. Taken off the plate. Gets out of Bentz's glove. That's kind of a weird drop for him, but I guess, you don't always get everything.
Again, East just needs base runners down by 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th.
Bubba's enjoying the game. Shout out to Bubba, our bus driver. He did the hours here. I gotta say, we left it like a reasonable enough time. We left at 8 o'clock this morning, and we got here like 3 hours early to Sioux Falls. It was about as stress-free a travel day as you could ask for. Bentz running back to the ball. Ah! Off of the grandstand, a triple bouncer.
It's going to be a 3-2 count.
It is so loud.
Post 15 East.
I don't think I've heard that with any of the other ones. There's like a lot of loose sheet metal that just hits off the other metal and boom, boom, boom. So, there you go. Full count. Foul tip, strike 3. Good play there from Bentz, and that'll be out number 1. That's 5 Ks now for Palmer.
Fitzsimmons, the catcher for East, coming up, had a double this game. Did not score on the double.
So, coming up now is Fitzsimmons. He has reached base both times. He reached on an error in the last inning. Error on Aiden Roberts, and he got a leadoff double to start off the 2nd. That's a strike. So he's 1 for 1 in this game.
Do you know if he redshirted this year, or did he play for Mount Marty?
He wasn't redshirted, but he didn't play.
Oh.
He was just kind of a reserve guy.
Okay, but Mount Marty was good. It's a 1-1 count to Fitzsimmons. We're just talking about
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 1-1.
Good curve.
That's taken strike. 1-2.
looking at the scoreboard for 320. 320 still leading West.
1-2.
1 in the 7th inning.
Palmer throws one a little bit high.
2-2 count to Fitzsimmons.
That looked like a change-up there to me, 2-2.
And it looks like 320 has 7 runs on 5 hits, and West has 4 errors. Oof. Ball 3.
So, full count. Able to work it. Fitzsimmons now facing a full count.
The inning had a full count, but ended up going down on strikes.
Palmer has issued a pair of walks so far today. There's number 4, or there's number 3. And ball 4.
Now the pitcher, Dylan Rippentrop, will do up.
So now Rippentrop is up.
Dylan Rippentrop did a great job coming in from left field.
No reason to rest anybody unless they get to an absolute pitch count limit, because after this series up here in Sioux Falls, Hardhats will end their regular season and will just sit around for 7 days, or we'll sit around till next Friday, waiting on regionals. That's a foul ball, 0-1. 0-1 count.
0-1 count for Rippentrop.
Leading off heavily there is Fitzsimmons. He's got to watch out. Palmer Jacobs, 5 pickoffs this year. That's a strikeout. That's a strike there. Inside. He really does need to worry. Palmer, very effective pickoff, man.
0-2 count to Rippentrop in the bottom.
Dietrich can put down a mean tag as well. So 0-2. Inside, or outside, and 1-2. Bent's able to block it. Bent's a very good defensive catcher. Also a very intellectual catcher. Very good at calling the pitches that'll get the right things to work. That's going to be lined into right. Good. Falls down. Makes a grab. How about this defense?
Rippentrop gets a line drive to right field. The right fielder comes in, makes a great diving play.
That's the second highlight play now in the 2 games here for Harrison Good. He made the one-arm grab behind his head in game 1. Just a ton of great defense, and then several errors as well. I mean, it's weird. You've seen the top and the bottom of the best and the worst that the Hardhats can do on defense.
Taking hits away. That's a good play.
So, up comes Schaefer. Schaefer got hit by a pitch, came around to score in the last inning. That's a curveball, finds its way into the zone, 0-1.
When you've got a 5-run lead, that right fielder knew he could take a chance on that. He dove at that ball and got it. You can take a chance with the 5-run lead, because if it gets past you, one in the grass, it's not going to get very far behind you.
Throwback, not in time. Pickoff attempt,
So good
unsuccessful.
job by the right fielder, knowing the situation. Of course, your best outfielder is usually in right field, has the best arm. He made a good play. He understood, thought the center fielder was racing over to back up just in case. So they did a good job with that.
That's lined over to third. Roberts gets it. He'll pump, throw to first in time. So nobody scores in the 5th for Sioux Falls. And entering the top of the 6th, Hardhats maintain a 5-run lead.
East 2.
So to recap for Sioux Falls East, they put up no hits, no runs, no earned runs. There were no errors. 1 man left aboard, and it is still 7-2. Coming back out, Rippentrop looked pretty dominant in that last inning, getting all 3 men out when he came in. Hardhats looking for a split. I would totally take a split because I know, it's post-22. It is, we've got a very high standard. But this is the number 2 team. You're moving yourself up, and assuming you can sweep West tomorrow, you're finishing out with a 3-1 road trip to a very tough place to play in Sioux Falls. I think all in all, you'll take a split here, and then if you sweep West tomorrow, 3-1 on the road trip, going into playoffs, getting up to probably the 5th or the 4th or 5th seed in the takes that 1-run loss a moment ago, and then assumingly a multi-run win in this one if they can close it out. I would take it. It'd be help for the standings. Currently, 320 sits slightly above the Hardhats, and Brookings kind of close with the Hardhats too. Brookings representing 4th, post 320 representing 5th, Hardhats at 6th. How did Watertown even manage to play 34 in-state games? How is that possible?
Yeah, I know.
Am I crazy? There's like maybe 20 programs. For reference, the Hardhats have played 21, and that's 13 more
And
than
those
them.
spearfish and all them, yeah, they just keep playing them, especially early. Right. Same with Aberdeen. They just would walk west, play game after game after game. Rip and trot back on the mound for East. East has really found itself in a hole. They're down 7-2, and in the last inning,
Hardhats number 14.
they went down with a whimper. 4 batters, 3 out. But East, you know what? You got to fight through this stuff. Senior leaders need to step up and get this team going. Can't sit out there and sulk.
Thank you all for. I'm Oliver Fell. Thank you all for watching Hardhats TV tonight. Sorry we couldn't bring it to you live, but you'll be enjoying it.
Hopefully they do. You never know. We got
So Rippentrop delivers low.
Rippentrop,
That's
strike one. He
never
did a great
mind,
job.
strike
He
one.
faced 3
Rippentrop
batters
came
and got
in
them
and
all
got the
out.
first 3 out in order
Working for
in the
field.
last
Yep.
inning. He is looking pretty good. He's also operating extremely fast.
Curveball.
Not taking much time in between pitches, not letting the batter get settled.
This is number 14.
And this is Harrison Good.
Made a great play out in right field the last inning to Rob.
They
Rippentrop.
smacks one, pops high. Good play from Rippentrop, but he lobs it too high. And Good will reach it. Rippentrop, a great grab, followed by an error on the throw, I would argue.
I counted as a hit.
Okay, they'll call it an infield hit. But
That ball came back to the pitcher. It was a high hop. Rippentrop moved to his right, grabbed the ball, and it was kind of. No, that's got to be an error, doesn't it?
yeah,
That has to be an error. Yeah, it's got to be an error on the throw to Rippentrop. So
that throws
leadoff
outside.
batter gets on because if it would have been on time or low enough, he would have been out. Yeah, that's an error. So the leadoff batter gets on by an error by Rippentrop. Yeah.
So 1-0 now. Good, happy to steal a base here on
Rippentrop takes the
Fitzsimmons.
back foot off the rubber, so he becomes an infielder. You don't have to throw over. A lot of people get bent out of shape out of that, but once the pitcher takes the back foot off, he can do what he wants on with the ball. 1-0 count.
1-0. That's thrown outside. Fitzsimmons does a good job blocking that one. 2-0.
This is number 27, Dietrich.
I don't know what Harrisburg Gold has to play, but they got to play 14 to break the playoffs, and they only have 10 as of yesterday, so I guess they're going to play 4.
2-0.
He takes off. The throw not even going to be made, and that'll be stolen base number 5 for the Hardhats today on Fitzsimmons.
Not all the time.
Because that was just the ball got low on him.
Yeah, not all the time. That's when it's like a balk, like a subjective. It's so tough sometimes to really know.
All right, 3-0.
3-0, walking the batter wouldn't hurt anything.
Dietrich will take ball 4.
4 on the outside, Rippentrop.
So now 2 men on, nobody out. This worked out pretty well last time. Hardhats were able to. That is actually the 3rd walk of the day for Dietrich in this game. That's kind of shocking.
East will play for the defense, so it doesn't hurt walking him. You don't like the extra stuff. But,
Wait, I just found out all of those were 4 pitch walks. So he has walked up to the plate, taken 12 consecutive balls, and 3 straight passes to first. The odds of that are so low.
7-2 lead for post 22.
And that's against 3 different pitchers.
There's going to be
a very high bunt fouled away.
Rapid City coaches taking nothing for granted. They're going to play for all these runs. They're not calling off the dogs when you're going for a bunt like that. You're trying to get runners in scoring position, which they already do at second. But they're trying to get to second and third. So kudos to the Rapid City coaches for playing this game. Not calling off the dogs because you never know. Things can turn around real quick. This is Senior Legion baseball. There's these unwritten rules and everything else. Nope. You play the game hard all 7 innings. There's so many unwritten rules in baseball and people get heartburn over certain things, but good job for these coaches. They're playing the ball game the way it should be played. 0-1 count.
All right, 0-1 here to Hollick. Hollick 0 for 2 with a walk. So it's 1-1.
No offer for the bunt there. Maybe the Rapid City just want to see the kind of defense, but the defense is set now. You got the infielder the middle infield playing back for the double play. Reese is playing more over to the
And there's going to be a double steal attempt. Fitzsimmons
steal.
not even going to try to make a throw. That'll
So
be
it's going to be second and third with no outs.
that'll be stolen base number 6 and 7 of the day on Fitzsimmons
That's
here.
a tough throw for Fitzsimmons. The ball was in the dirt, and with a right-handed batter, it's not a clear line going down to third base. He had to break that way. It's a tough call for a tough throw.
Hey, look at Dietrich getting a steal. That's a very high hop. Good play from the shortstop. Tope gives it over there.
Infield was playing in for East and has a
How about that? That was a great play there from Sawyer Tolk.
Throws it over to first base, but it runs on score. So
The man comes home from third. It's 8-2.
Good job firing that ball across over to Mint for an out. So 22 still threatening with a runner at second base.
Dietrich, not really your stolen base guy, but when you're 7 for 7, why not let him go, you know? So, swing and a miss. Good pitch there. This is to Inhofer. Inhofer is 2 for 2 with 2 runs and a walk.
That'll be an earned run against
He started off both the 5th and the 6th with leadoff singles. That's taken, a little bit outside.
Doesn't agree with the call. The umpires had a good strike zone. Can't complain. Both umpires have had a strike zone. The strike zones are definitely different between the two games. First umpire had a wider strike zone. This one's a little bit closer, but it has been.
Swing and a miss.
Great curveball by Rippentrop for strike 2.
So 2-1 now.
This umpire's had a little smaller strike zone, but it's been consistent.
Oh wait, yeah, 1-2.
Each inning for both sides. 1-2 count to Inhofer. Rippentrop looking to get to 2 outs for the inning.
1-2.
And
Taken high.
Good velocity for Rippentrop.
2-2. Rippentrop.
2-2 count with 1 out. Rapid City has a runner at second base.
Trying to keep stopping things here.
On a sacrifice on the infield.
That's hit hard into left. And Dietrich touches third. He'll be told to come home. The throw to the cutoff man, not in time. They throw back to first. Did they get him? No.
So they hit to the left side.
So the third hit of the day now for Ridge Inhofer. He's 3 for 3 with 3 singles. That's an RBI single. And suddenly we're 1 run away from playing defense for a mercy rule.
So it's a 9-2 ball game. East in the top of the 6th. They've scored all these runs in the last 3 innings.
Well, Inhofer has 2 steals on the day. There he goes. He's trying to get his third. The throw from Fitzsimmons, not in time, so he will get his third.
Not sure if that was a ball or a strike, but the runner does steal. Does steal second base. They get another runner in scoring position.
He might just take third.
The runner wants time. He's not getting time.
I wouldn't be shocked if he gets his 4th here in a moment. So 0-1 count. Stepping off is Rippentrop.
He was going to work from the full windup, but stepped off smartly.
0-1. That's a strike at the bottom of the zone. Good pitch there.
And with Rippentrop, it does look like he was going to be in the full windup. When you're in the full windup, you still have to step off with the correct foot. He stepped off with his right foot.
So Bent's now up. He has 2 runs. Looking for his first RBI.
1-2 count to the catcher.
Bent's able to turn an 0-2 into a 4-2 like that.
Get to 2 outs.
So 1-2. Swing and a miss. So, strike 2, or out number 2, and the second strikeout of the day now for Rippentrop.
9-2 ball game. Rapid City leading post 15 East. They scored 2 in this inning against Rippentrop. East took the first ball game.
And now it's time for Tate Crossway. Crossway just hit a nuke into right, a 3-run homer in the last inning. That would walk off, or no, it wouldn't walk it off. That's going to get back, so Inhofer gets over to third on a wild pitch from Rippentrop. So not quite a stolen base, but he keeps on advancing. This would be his 3rd run of the day. Actually, his 3rd run in 3 innings, which would be kind of crazy.
Their second left-handed batter in the line.
Not only did he get 3 hits in 3 innings, he could get 3 runs. Taken high, Fitzsimmons handles it, 2-0. He's got to watch out. A wild pitch will almost certainly bring home the speedy Ridge Inhofer from third. He was a good track star. He was a good track athlete at Sturgis. There was a foul ball from the 320 game that got seriously close to hitting some fans here.
It's 11-1. 320's up on West. Still in the 7th inning. There's 5 errors for West.
So 3-0 now. Here to Crossweight. That's a strike. Delivered over the center middle of the plate.
Field 2 to hit the score between 320 and West. But I've got 11-1. 320 has 8 hits. West has 5 errors.
That's hit up the line over to first, and that'll end the inning. So it will not be Mercy Rule territory. We will go into the bottom of the 6th. Hardhats are leading by 7, 9-2. They put on 2 more in the top of the inning. So to recap that inning for the Hardhats, they get 1 hit. They score 2 runs. One of those is earned to Rippentrop.
Boys have got to learn.
There is 1 error on the pitcher Rippentrop.
We yell on the big speaker every time for you guys. Come on, West.
We got grumpy old guy in the Twins jacket down over here.
I mean, a little heads up, something. I mean, usually those don't come in. It's a rarity, but still, you got to yell something.
So Palmer Jacobs coming out for his 6th inning of work. He's pitching a pretty good game so far. 2 earned runs over 5. Stranding, how many is that? That's 8 runners over his 5 innings.
6 outs for East. They just need base runners. Been saying it all game.
Number 12, first baseman, Sawyer Mint.
He will face the 8, 9, and 1.
East definitely has the horsepower to make up these runs.
Mint 0 for 2.
7 runs in many innings this year. They just scored 8 against West.
That's hit high into shallow left. McKnight underneath it makes the grab.
And 1 pitch, 1 out. East has definitely scored a lot of runs in innings.
And so an easy out there to start things out. It'll bring up Ryan Husman. Husman is the left fielder. He has come into the game to replace left field when Rippentrop moved over to relief. That's rounded up the middle. McKnight going to get another turn. He picks it up, throw to first in time. So McKnight's made 2 outs on the first 2 pitches of this inning. And that'll bring up the man with the most hits today for Sioux Falls. It's the leadoff man, Jack Smith. Something you might not know about Jack Smith. You might be like, oh, well, he's the star football player, right? True. He is the star football player. But he also owns the Lincoln High School javelin record at 161 feet 5 inches. How about that? He can throw it real far. So 0-1. Taken low, 1-1.
For ball 1-1 count to Smith.
Smith has a triple and a single so far today, as well as a ground out. So he is 2 for 3. That ground out was narrow as well. It was a good play from McKnight. It was a very narrow play from McKnight, able to make a backhanded grab to end that, to get that out in the first.
Second game of the night for the doubleheader.
2-1, taken outside, make it 3-1.
Town to play 4 games. They play East tonight for 2, and they'll play West tomorrow for 2. And then East will play 3:20 tomorrow on field 2 at Harmondon.
That's a strike, delivered in the upper left part of the zone from the batter's perspective. It's full count. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Oliver Fell. You're watching Hardhats TV.
3-1 to Smith with 2 outs in the bottom.
Pitch is going to be fouled away.
Smith fouls it off.
It goes right to the pitcher's mound of the other of the 321.
Field 2 with a heads up.
That's taken out. Side.
And
and so that'll be the inning will go on. Smith gets a walk.
his last time up to bat.
I only have to worry about Palmer running out of pitches after a while. That's the only reason they would pull him in this game.
Jacobs has 98 pitches, so he's about done. We should see him in the 99 pitches. I thought we won't see him.
Yeah, so I got an unofficial count, 99 pitches for Palmer. That's outside. That was very wild, 1 out.
The city's had plenty of people warming up in the bullpen. They've had somebody out there about every inning. Not sure what they're doing. Maybe some people have to get some bullpens on the side. But it looks like they're ready to go.
Taken low. I believe this is all they're going to ask Palmer to do.
He pitched a complete game, even though it was a loss. He pitched a complete game. Hayden, I can't read that. Hayden Lighty pitched a complete game.
That's going to be hit foul.
2-1 count to Tolk.
2-1.
2 outs. Jack Smith. 2-1 count to Tolk.
Tolk got an RBI single back in the fourth. That made it a 4-2 game. That's a ball just a little bit outside on the fastball. So Jacobs now looking at a 3-1. Just got to get out of this, and he's home free. He can
have a max pitching count of 105, but he gets the batter once
3-1. That's a strike, edge of the plate, so full count.
With 3-2, Jack Smith will be on the move.
This is the same situation as Sawyer Tolk.
First base not even going to hold him on because Smith is going to be on the move at 3-2. And this will be the last pitch for Jacobs at 105.
This is his final pitch of the day. Well, unless it's a foul ball. Taken low, and that'll be it for Palmer. A walk issued.
Reese due up. So now we'll see a pitching change. We will be back.
I believe it's River Walters I'm seeing from the bullpen. I could be wrong.
Bottom of the 6th. We'll be back.
So men on first and second, back-to-back full count walks for Palmer Jacobs, and they're going to come out. He's had a great day. He's gone. I'll wait until the end of the inning to recap his stuff, but he did a great job out there against this West team, one of his finest starts of this season, or against this Sioux Falls East team. They needed him to step up. They needed to get a win out here, steal one on the road, and he stepped up to the challenge. He stranded 8 runners in his first 5 innings. Only allowed 2 to come across.
Number 17, Eli Kelly.
So Eli Kelly now up. They're throwing out the relief ace. I guess there's no reason not to. You're not going to use him against West. So they're going to get Eli some pitches in here. He was warming up to relieve Lighty as early as the 5th inning. Or the 4th inning of that other game, game 1 of this doubleheader, but he never came in. Lighty just kept pitching great, so they didn't really need to do anything. So Eli Kelly coming in now. Eli Kelly carrying a ERA at or below 1. He has been a true relief ace, though we've started to use him as a starter, and then as he earns runs started to come up. But, you know, he's really good the first 2 times through the order. He's a ground ball pitcher. He throws a blistering high 70s in his fastball. He has a changeup in the mid 60s. You know, he's a real flamethrower.
And we get set to go again. Number 17, Eli Kelly taking the mound. For East, right-handed pitcher, looking at his warm-ups. Same type of pitcher as Jacob. I don't know how often he'll throw his curveball, but he did throw a curveball. Has a changeup, has a fastball.
It appears that the game has ended 11-1 for 320. They pull off a sweep of Sioux Falls West. They'll get to play this Sioux Falls East team tomorrow. We'll get to play West tomorrow as well. Do a little switcheroony. So Kelly now in. He's delivering to Reese.
Curveball by Kelly. Leads off with a curveball. With as many curveballs as Jacobs threw, he should be used to it by now. Oh, our 1-0
Well,
count to Reese.
the soft tossing righty looking at a 1-0. I was actually watching a documentary on one of the best soft tossers of all time, Jamie Moyer, earlier today.
2-0 count
Played
to
until he
Reese.
was 49. 49! And anything but like synchronized swimming, I think that 49 is just outrageous to still be playing professionally at the highest level.
There's ball 3.
And he didn't have his best season until age 40 with the Mariners. I mean,
3-0 count to Reese with 2 outs.
he pitched in a
Bottom of the
World
second,
Series
Lovich
game
two out.
and did a very good job in 2008 when he debuted in the 80s. That's crazy. That's a strike, edge of the plate.
3-1 count to
So
Reese.
3-1
Reese
now.
had the bat on
Kelly
the
not one for walks.
shoulder. Eli Kelly taking over for Jacobs. Jacobs did a very good job on the mound.
Game not over yet.
Ball 4. Reese
So,
draws a walk.
bases loaded with 2 outs now.
2 outs.
Walk to Reese brings to the plate. Right fielder, number 9, Andrew Lovich.
Right fielder Andrew Lowe. So Reese gets on base for the 3rd time.
And now the cleanup man has dirty bases all around. Lovich 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, but that was against Palmer Jacobs.
Should score 3 runs with the runners moving. With 2 outs at the crack of the bat, Eli Kelly replacing Jacobs.
That's a strike.
Strike on the outside corner. Good
Maybe a little
pitch
bit
for a
generous
strike.
there, but we'll take it.
Good
0-1.
frame job by the catcher. Bases loaded of these players in the bottom of the 6th. But there are 2 outs.
0-1.
Curveball.
Curveball is popped up, soft into left, and Crossway gets it. So, bases stranded. Nobody scores in the bottom of the 6th for Sioux Falls East. And we go into the 7th. Hardhats still lead 9-2. So, to recap that inning for Sioux Falls East, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, and 3 men left aboard.
Of theirs, right?
Yeah, so edit hits and then put your number and enter, right?
Yep.
So now let me give you a recap of Palmer Jacobs' day. Palmer Jacobs, he went 5 2/3. He had 2 earned runs. He had 5 strikeouts, and he earned the and he is in line for the win.
And we were in the 7th.
So that game is over. Mercy. No, they played that one out. Must have scored a bunch of runs. Because I see 8, so I'm just assuming on the 3rd out they moved. The scoreboard moved to 8.
Yeah.
So they must have played that all the way through. They must have scored all those runs in after the 7th. Or a bunch of them. I'm debating whether to go fishing.
Before the games?
Yeah, I did the water about 6. Fish for 3 hours. Come back.
Wally.
No, I go to Indian Town. No.
Cobell.
All right, thank you all for staying in here with us. We enter the 7th inning. Hardhats are leading 9-2.
Hang well, I thought, I was thinking the waterfalls there by the John Morrell. Just hang a hook over and catch them as they fall down.
I agree with you. I think we gave this one away.
The battery shortstop, number 4, Dominic.
Dylan Rippentrop still on the mound east, top of the 7th. This is the number 9 hitter.
Hardhats closing in on the split here. Out on the road against number 2 in the state. This team that they will probably, in all likelihood, have to face if they plan on getting to the championship state title in Yankton. That's outside. The only high caliber team that the Hardhats have not played is Harrisburg, and they will not play them. But Harrisburg currently sits at 1, at least at gold, but they've only played 10 games. So 1-1 count now here, delivering to McKnight. McKnight 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a bunt single. Taken low, Fitzsimmons really trying to frame that one, and it gets out of his glove. So 2-1. Shout out to Sturgis. They're staying in there, maybe. That's outside. 3-1.
3-1 to leadoff batter.
McKnight would like to pad some stolen base stats if he can get the chance. He's ahead of Farley by 3 now. He already has 1 in this game. Fouled off, so full count. Hits that one off the catcher gear, and we're looking at a full count. Night now at a very nice cool temperature. A little bit of wind heading out to right, not much. Full count, payoff pitch in the dirt. So put McKnight on first.
To McKnight. McKnight's going to reach first.
McKnight, the fastest man on this team, enters the base paths. And with the philosophy I've seen from Coach Torvey, I would think that McKnight would still have the green light.
Has been stealing quite a few bases this game.
Somehow Roberts does not have a hit in this game. He is 0 for 4. So feels, I mean, this will matter right now.
No, he's not.
Inside, 1-0.
Did not attempt to steal. Did a big hop like
McKnight stays home there.
Take off. 1-0 count to
He has plenty more pitches to go for it. 1-0. He stays. Maybe he's been told to stay. It is a 7-run game here in the 7th inning. Coach Torvey, definitely a traditional baseball-minded guy. Nope, he takes off there, and nope, play. They just throw back to first.
2-1.
So that'll be the 8th stolen base of the day now for the Hardhats. Oh no, that's 9. 9 stolen bases because of Inhofers in the last inning. So 9. 2-1 count. That is going to be floated into center. Smith gets it, and McKnight, blazing speed over to third. He is easily safe. So 1 out. Man reaches third now.
Wow, Rapid City, we'll see what the defense is going to play back at this point. 7 runs.
So in all likelihood, Aiden Roberts going to finish this game 0 for 4 with a sac fly.
Top of the 7th.
And Reeder now up. He needs to keep his batting average up if he tries to hit 400 this year. He is, what, he has 7 plate appearances today. He needs 13 on the weekend. So this is going to be number 8 out of 13.
They haven't left too many base runners on.
So 1-0. That's low, 2-0.
Oh, it's got some swivel.
2-0 count.
There were a lot of them that hit the field of play.
Pitch. Up and away, so 3-0.
Cool.
3-0 inside. That'll be a walk, and they're going to throw back to first, but Rippentrop just doesn't cover the bag.
Did not come in to cover that pass ball.
So
and so 10-2 lead for Rapid.
A play could have totally been made there. Rippentrop, I guess, wasn't bothered, and
I didn't think we were this kind of ball team just to give up like this, but it looks like we're just giving up. 10-2 lead.
It's brutal.
And the ball gets through again, and the run.
So that gets through again, and headed to second will be Reeder.
And he's going to look at possibly going to third. And 1-0 count.
Rippentrop just trying to finish this thing out, but he's not showing any urgency. I guess he'll take it at whatever pace it comes. He's coming up to Harry Good.
Moves up to second on the pass ball.
Good, 1 for 2 in this game. Actually, he's 1 for 1, which is weird. He has a walk, a reach on an error, and something that's hit up the line. Good play from Schaefer. Throw to first. Wow!
Tate Schaefer.
Woo!
Tate Schaefer.
All right then. The fadeaway off of third, completely away, the entire infield across.
I got caught being a fan again. Tate Schaefer, that's right on the line. He backhands that. Jumps in
I
there,
am in awe. That was an incredible play.
throws that across. It one hops to mid to get him out, and everybody in the stadium cheered for that one. Didn't matter what color uniform you were cheering for. Everybody applauded that athletic play at third base. Good job by Schaefer. Schaefer doesn't crack a smile, doesn't do
So
anything.
Dietrich,
So East does move to 2 outs. The run doesn't score.
Dietrich has received 14 consecutive balls now. He took a 4-pitch walk back in the third. He took a 4th pitch walk back in the 4th, and he took a 4-pitch walk back in the 5th. So he hasn't seen a strike since the first inning. There it is, the first one. It gets away on a passed ball, and Rippentrop not coming in anymore. So another run will score.
That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You've got to get your butt home to cover that.
Dietrich receives a ball outside. It's 3-1.
I've had my fit. I am back in the game. It is a 2-3-1 count. Rapid City
3-1.
11-2.
Fouled off the catcher gear, and off the umpire. Shout out to the mask.
I do have to say that those plays could be close at the plate. If Rippentrop would have run in to do that, Fitzsimmons busted his butt to get back to those balls. Those balls did not go to the backstop. There could have been attempts at those.
Full count.
2 outs.
Dietrich looking for walk number 4 of the day.
Runs in the last 4 innings.
He has, that'd be 4 walks. That would definitely be a season high for anybody. He hits it over to short, takes a weird hop off of Tolk. He'll throw to first. That'll end the inning. So, Hardhats put up 2 more. They now lead 11-2. And entering the bottom of the 7th, they're defending a 9-run lead.
Am I wrong? Am I missing? Or should the goals have been plays?
They could all been.
Doesn't matter. You got to bust your butt to home. You got to bust your butt. You just can't walk up like that. You have to. Even if they're closer, not even going to be close. You have to bust your butt. This stuff is contagious, man. You're not hustling stuff out down the first base. You're not hustling that stuff.
They gave up on this game.
Yes. Horrible.
So to recap that inning for the Hardhats, they have no hits, 2 runs, both of them earned to the pitcher, Rippentrop, no errors, and nobody left aboard. It is 11-2. So, Kelly looking to finish this thing off in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, because the base is loading Globus. Flew out to left.
Sorry guys, I can barely see anything in here.
If there are parents and families listening, I apologize if I get a little upset with some of the performance by the kids, but they're not kids, they're adults. So if I get a little frustrated with
My old eyes
related to you, please don't take it personal. I'm a baseball fan. I'm a parent, and I'm a baseball fan, and I'm doing this. I am volunteering to inspire my kids. We know what these kids are capable of and what they can do, and when they don't do it, it gets frustrating to watch because we know they're capable of so much more. They're a very talented team. Tristan Fitzsimmons, the pitcher, leading off base in the bottom of the 7th. So please don't take it personal. I get frustrated with things, and I let my emotions come out a little bit. Curveball, ball 1 high.
All right, so 1-0 now for Fitzsimmons, or 1-1 now, from Eli Kelly to Tristan Fitzsimmons. Fitzsimmons is 1 for 1 on the day with reaching on error and a walk, and of course getting that leadoff double back in second. He's reached base every time. 2-1. Hit. Ooh. I don't know about that one. That was quite outside from where I am.
To the Rapid City pitching staff, they have stifled us.
That's fouled off, so 2-2.
They've taken advantage of everything we've given them, and we've had a lot of base runners on. But their pitching staff has calmed our bats down. We were really hot coming in, but they've calmed us down. So 2-2 count to Fitzsimmons with no out.
2-2.
Better.
That's off the plate, full count.
That was a better pitch than the other one. 3-2 count to Fitzsimmons. He's just looking for base runners. They shouldn't go quietly.
A walk as good as a single here for Fitzsimmons. Full count, payoff pitch. Kelly gives it. It's hit high into right. Good, going back for it. He's still going back. He makes the grab. It was a hard hit ball, though, out to right. Out number 1.
Dylan Rippentrop.
Pitcher number 4, Dylan Rippentrop.
Dylan Rippentrop now up. The cousin of Expo McCoy Rippentrop, whose dad goes by Rip Rippentrop, which I think is a fantastic name. Rippentrop hit into an incredible diving catch by Harrison Good last time up.
For the
with
senior leaders on this East team, if they're seeing people not pulling their weight, they need to pull them aside and talk to them. They need to start learning this as young men to be leaders.
0-1. That's grounded over to second. Handled by Reeder. He throws to first in time. So out number 2.
Number 2, Rapid City 1 out away from a split. They will take happily after losing the first game.
So up comes Schaefer. He's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch in this one.
The second game, so they would be happy to get out of here with a split. And then reset for tomorrow when they play West. Not sure their start times for West, but they'll be on field. Should be on field
Yeah,
1.
10 and 12. Oh, wait, no, 10. No, that's for Mountain.
All right, so it'll be 11 and 1.
Yeah.
11 and 1 tomorrow for the ball game. It should be at field 1. Sioux Falls East will be a 1 and 3 on field 2.
All right, 0-1. Kelly delivers high. 1-1 now.
1-1 count to Schaefer.
Schaefer played a great defensive third base and came in, saved game 1, 3-2. That's a strike. Nope, ball.
Ball 2.
Slightly
Both
low.
Kello and Dakota News were here for the first game, but they left, so they don't get to have Schaefer's play on video. We're the only ones that have it. I don't even know if we even got it.
We got it.
Pop that up? Oh, you are video. Okay, I
Yeah.
keep thinking you're not.
Yeah, it'll be
Hardhats
uploaded later.
TV will
Yeah.
have it on YouTube, so he is filming it, but he just can't do it live. He will upload them, so we will get a look at Schaefer's play. 2-2 count to Schaefer with 2 out. No, 3-2 to Schaefer. No, 2-2 to Schaefer.
All right, so 2-2. That's grounded up the middle. Reeder takes it off a hop. Throw to first. That's it. So the Hardhats will finish the game. They come away with the split. They win it 11-2. And they will walk away taking 1 and losing 1 there. And the Hardhats will walk away 11-2. Thank you all for watching. Sorry I couldn't bring it to you live, but hope you enjoyed it nonetheless here. I'm Oliver Fellow. Thanks for watching Hardhats TV. We'll see you in the morning.